Okay, hey everybody. We should be live here. So thanks everybody for coming. So today we got a special episode as always, right? It's always special. We are joined by Bear, the
I
Gen
am
X
indeed
GM,
special. It's very true. I'm
and
special. That's what they tell me.
he's
Yep.
special. He's definitely one of the few guests that actually show up with a proper beard. I mean, usually, these guys don't show up with one of those. And Bear, obviously, for those of you that don't know, has a YouTube channel, and I dropped the link in the description there. Be sure to check it out. He's got a lot of cool stuff going on that we're going to get to. We're going to get to at some point here, hopefully in a little bit. But as always, to my right is Mike, Thunderstruck Workshop. And then next to him is Jason. Again, Bear. And then down below me is Stan. So how's everybody doing today?
Wonderful.
Yeah, fantastic. So
life is a dream. Can't wait to wake up.
Yeah. Oh, well, it depends on the day. I don't know. Sometimes I like the dream. Sometimes there's not enough anxiety medication, but I mean, but yeah. So what I got a bunch of stuff last week when we did the show. I didn't have nothing came in, and then now this week I got a few things that showed up right in the last couple days. I got my shipment from Jason Vey, and I got the Wasted Lands books, which are absolutely just gorgeous. The Wasted Lands Dream Age. I got
Nice.
So that's the kind of the core book, and then there's the setting guide, which just looks really really cool. And then I also got his CD8 role playing game there, which is kind of neat. Very very small, thin, 20 30 page or so thing. Very simple, small rule set. So kind of cool stuff. Monastery of Misanthropy came from Tom Wilson. That's he does ShireCon, it says.
Yeah.
Did I get that right? Okay, I just want to make sure. I don't want to screw that up. And then I got my Berserker Morkborg kind of thing there. It's Bear looks like he's a fan of the Morkborg stuff. Looks like it, yeah. It looked like a cool setting. It was a cool looking book. It's got the axe on there, and I don't know. I got some people that would that would like me to run like a Norse game, or Vikings and stuff, and something for like a one shot or something that's a couple sessions. I think it'd work okay. I don't know, my opinion. A lot of people don't like the Morkborg. I'm sure Jason will yell at me about it when it's his turn. Yeah.
Yeah. It is simply not for me. To each his own.
No, I hear it. I hear it. It definitely has its issues.
Insulting. I just don't enjoy playing it.
Yeah, it definitely has its issues. I mean, you could probably condense the whole thing into like about 10 pages of actual text, and then the rest is just fluff and filler and pictures and crazy art and design. So, but Mike, how about you? Would you get anything this week?
I did. I got a couple things. First of all, Amazon straightened me out. Here's my new version of the guitar picks.
Oh, nice.
That one actually fits inside a DVD player.
Yeah. So last week, instead of sending Conan, they sent me guitar picks.
Yeah.
By Crom, tis gnarly.
Yeah.
I went through their AI assistant, and they just took me about 3 minutes, and they just replaced it. They didn't even ask for them back. They were just like, "Oh, we'll send you another one." That was it. I did get a couple books though. My eBay stuff came in. Battle System miniature rules.
Nice.
And Battle System skirmish rules.
Very nice.
Which I will be applying these both towards my 2-week campaign. Get a little bit of mass combat going on there.
Nice. Jason, we got a message for you out here before Andy
Yeah,
goes
I just
away,
didn't want to interrupt. Yeah, Andy, I fly out at 6 o'clock in the morning, getting up at 3 to get to the airport. I had to left all the way over in Logan, which kind of sucks. But on Saturday, I will be able to really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
If you walk around, you know, please feel free to say hi. Come up, let me know. I'm that famous. Whatever.
YouTube famous. YouTube
Yeah.
famous is famous, right?
Someone recognized me at the swap meet thing that Roger did, and I was like, "What the hell was that?" It was that was kind of weird. Yeah, I mean, there's like
It is
a
weird
dozen
when that
people
happens.
watching. Yeah, there's like 12 people watching the stream right now, so it
Is,
was a little bit
is-
odd for me. But
Is
anyway,
YouTube
Andy,
famous
there's
like
more than
prison
that.
hot? Is that what that's like?
God, I hope not. Yeah, I don't need to be prison hot or YouTube famous. No, yeah. But no, Andy, really looking forward to getting there. I'll miss a couple of streams, but I'll have lots to talk about when I get back. So,
Yeah. Awesome. What did you get anything this week, Jason? You get anything in?
no, I don't believe I did. Nothing D&D related anyway.
Yeah.
But since we're asking about what I got, yeah, I have Amazon Prime, and
Yeah.
a few months ago I got the email, we're going to raise the price so we can continue to fund the excellent programming. And I thought, wow, excellent programming like Wheel of Time and the Lord of the Rings mock-up that you did in this garbage Fallout show. So okay, cool. If you're going to be that way, so now whenever I order from Amazon, I order one thing, and once I get the message that says it is shipped, I order something else, and once it ships, I order something else. So I get boxes about this big, 4 times a week, and that's the only way I can think of telling Amazon to screw off, because I live in the middle of nowhere, so using them is certainly convenient. But I make them earn my money.
So you're going to put them out of business $2.99 at a time?
I'll do the best I can, or they can keep flying Katy Perry up in almost but not quite space, and she can potentially. By the way,
Hey,
Artemis 2 landed
Katy
safely.
Perry,
Freaking awesome.
Astronaut. Come on.
Yeah. The real
Show some
astronauts
respect.
made it back
Show
from
some
the trip
respect.
around the moon. That was incredible. Super awesome to see that on Saturday.
That was
Or
awesome to
Friday,
watch.
rather.
Yeah.
Yeah, saw that Friday, and it was just so cool. Because the whole time, I'm like, please deploy, waiting for the shoots to pop, and I'm like, please deploy. Man, I don't want to see them crash.
It went perfect. Everything was great.
Flawless.
Yeah.
Oh man, humanity is awesome.
That's a long 6 minutes. That's a long 6
Dude.
minutes.
Absolutely, it
let's-
was, and I wasn't in the capsule. It was long for me.
Let's skip the humanity is awesome comment, and we'll put a pin in that.
Okay, we have the potential to be awesome, and sometimes we nail it.
Oh, there you go.
Could we just say humanity is complicated and leave
Yes.
it at that?
Yeah.
Then there's
Yeah,
Katy
that's-
Perry's music, which is the other end of that spectrum.
I wanted to add something to something Jason said when you were talking about
boy.
Morkborg, and he said it's not for me.
Mhm.
Speaking of not for me, did anybody happen to see the Dungeon Crawler Carl backer kit that began today for the RPG?
No, because
No.
it's not for me.
$3.4 million.
Yeah, I bet.
Already this afternoon.
Good for him. Yeah.
I mean, and it's got 31 days to go.
I have
not-
the
it's
first
not-
book. I have the first book. I haven't read it. I haven't started it. I just wanted to read it because it's, it
One of
seems
my
to be super popular.
One of my players, my next door neighbor, the doctor, he loves it. He's read them all, and he keeps pushing it. Oh, you got to read them. You got to get the audiobooks or whatever. I'm like, I don't think it's for me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Bear, how about you? You get anything? Anything
Not
recently?
recently, no. I've got some stuff coming for review from Free League. Oh, hang on, sorry, which we were talking
Another
about
cat
before.
guy.
Yeah,
I've got two
You're
of them.
fitting
They're
right in.
brothers.
Excellent.
it's a
excellent.
prerequisite to be a YouTuber. You
certainly
can't
is.
be a
And this
YouTuber
one,
unless
this
you have a
one
cat.
is this one's the unofficial mascot of my channel, so that works out well. No, I've got some review stuff coming in. I picked up some stuff about a month ago, but nothing recent. The most recent thing I got was this is the most recent thing I got, the 40 rules compendium for the essentials version. Because unlike most people, I actually like 40, and I firmly can play it with theater of the mind. I don't need miniatures to play that game. It just involves
Okay.
describing to your players what's going on. And a lot of people don't like it, and you're more than welcome to. But I
You're-
think D&D is baby's
yeah.
first role-playing game, so I'm not the target audience for D&D OSR type stuff either.
Sure. Yeah, I think when it comes to 4E, I think we're kind of all on the same same page here about that it's not the greatest. Definitely some good things that came out of it. Stan, are you shuffling papers around? It's kind of, I think it's coming through. I don't know if anybody else hears that.
Is that
Coming
on?
through.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yep.
No, you're good. You're good. So no, that's cool. I think I still got a copy of the Player's Handbook for 4th edition. I think that's all I have. I think that's all I
I
have.
like
I have
some of the
everything. I
lore
have.
book edition.
I've got everything, but I don't think I have 1st edition, right? I think I sold that a couple of years ago. Yeah, so I've got my 2E, my BX, my 3rd edition, my 4th edition, my 5th edition stuff,
Yeah.
and a bunch of clones and stuff like that. I got a bunch, but I just don't play D&D anymore. It's just too formulaic, too, as we say in French, bébé for me. I like something a little more robust, and I'm a big fan of D percentile systems since I'm a BRP guy at the end of the day.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I can definitely see that. Yeah.
You're a fan of the percentile system.
Love them. I actually have 2 published. I have 1 published and 1 that is publishing, and I have a 3rd one coming. I love percentile.
Welcome,
systems.
Bear. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, Jesus. They're going to kick me out soon, Bear.
Pleasure to be met, sir. It's a pleasure to be met.
So Stan, how about you, Stan? What do you got? You got anything?
Yeah, I got a few things. I got let's see, what do I want to do first? Let's start with that. I got I don't know if I can show this. I got that Night Shift from Jason Bay.
Oh,
that came
nice.
Oh, nice.
So that's pretty neat. It's like his version of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and I was a big fan of that show. So. Then I got this book.
The Arbiter Worlds. Yep. McCree's.
I
Yeah.
haven't even dive into it yet, but it looks pretty good. I got this. Come here. This is the 3-volume graphic novels from Titan Comics.
Graphic novels. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I've actually read the first one, and I liked it. And then this was on sale on Amazon. But it also it came with 3 of these, 1 for each cover. But these like cards, which are pretty cool. It's artwork.
Cool.
And then to dovetail into our Morkborg fanfare,
Oh,
I got my friend Brendan, who owns Crossroad Games, was out at I think he's been to a bunch of cons lately, but I think it was Gamma, and he got me a copy of Pirate Borg Down Among the Dead,
nice.
a deluxe copy. And it's actually signed by one of the folks. But yeah, I've been looking at this a little bit. I like I've never played any of the board games. My only exposure has been Pirate Borg, and we used the setting, but we used Dragonbane instead.
Yeah.
And I really liked the setting. Was awesome. The setting was really cool. So this, I guess, expands on it. I guess, or
Yeah, I think Pirate Borg is probably the best written, best layout.
Yeah,
of the,
I like-
of the Borgs.
I like the art for it too.
Yeah.
Like I don't care for the art for the much of the other ones I've seen, but the Pirate Borg stuff I like. So
Yeah. It's definitely
neat.
got to be something that you like. Have the different art style on every page, and
It's weird too because there's a company called I'm gonna fuck this up.
Sorry,
but it's
before Chubby
Westfall.
runs, can I just say something really quick? Chubby, I
Sure.
picked up
Yeah.
your expansion for Shadow Dark. Great stuff, man. Really good.
Yes,
Well done,
it
sir.
is.
Yeah.
Well done.
Which one did you pick up?
We
Bear?
plug it every week.
Hang on.
There's the player's guide. There's the GM's guide.
This is what I got. The Player's Companion for Shadow
Yeah.
Dark. I
Yes.
picked that up.
Great stuff.
Good
And
stuff.
before he
Yeah.
leaves, I'm running Shadow Rim at your con, Roger.
Yep.
So I was laying in bed last night reading through the book. I've read it before, but I was reading through it again, and I actually started laughing. And like I had to turn the light off and go to sleep because I was laughing because I was looking. I was like, man, this is so freaking good. I'm really looking forward to running this. So again, Chubby, great job, man.
Yeah. Thanks for coming, man.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna run Shadow Sun while Jason's in Wales, and then we're gonna get Chubby on next Tuesday to talk about it. So
Nice.
so no spoilers for Jason. We'll have to.
I will watch it
I'll have
when
to
I
run it
can.
again. I'll have to run it again for him. Maybe we'll do solo mode. Do solo Shadow Sun.
Sure. Last week I was talking about, because I follow him on Patreon. I'm one of his Patreon subscribers. And I think 3 updates today on Shadow Sun, all different topics. God, the guy's just whipping the stuff out. incredible.
Yeah.
And everything, every preview he sent, I've been like, oh, this is great. So yeah, I think it's going to be a blast.
Yeah, it seems pretty cool. So are we? So I ran my Shadow Dark game on Sunday. We did. We had a pretty short session. We did just a couple like small things, and that was really it. It was a good time overall, I thought. It was fine. Mike, you're in.
I got to play this week for the first time in over a decade.
Yeah, wow.
Um,
So
yeah,
how
so-
was that?
It was
How was
good.
that?
I enjoyed
that
it.
transition.
I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was,
Did-
and it was interesting because I got to lead by example with my players. I'm always telling them, like, listen, I said, if there's a disagreement with a rule at the table, if you don't agree with the way I've ruled on something, or you think I'm interpreting it wrong, feel free to say something, but make your point very quick, and then I'm going to make a ruling. If you don't like that ruling, then talk to me after the game. But the ruling stands, and we're going to keep the game moving.
Yeah.
So there was a question about the Ranger and whether or not I could use his ability to make his elixirs
Yeah.
in combat or not. And if it required, Pete decided, well, you're in a dungeon, so you can't go find the herbs to do it and everything. And so I had a little disagreement with him on it. And one of my players looks at me, and I'd already told him, I said, okay, well, continue on. And one of my players, oh, see, now the shoe's on the other foot. See, now you understand. I go, but what you don't understand is, did you see how that worked? I told him I didn't agree with it. He gave me a ruling. I said, move on. We'll discuss it later.
Yeah.
That's exactly, But no, I
That's
had a
what it should
real,
be, yeah.
I had a great time playing. It was fun. It's short term. By mid-June, after your convention's done, I'll be back to run.
Yeah.
Starting my 2E campaign. But I don't mind. I will tell you, it was fun, and it's fun to play. But I really am kind of over Shadow Dark.
Already.
Well, it's like Bear mentioned earlier, he likes games that are more robust. Well, if you don't like D&D and you think something like 2E isn't robust enough, Shadow Dark's in a whole different league of not robust.
Yeah,
it's very
you're not wrong on that, Mike.
and
No.
it just misses so much so I've got some players that really want some defined rules. And if you have a
Sure.
group where it's just totally freeform and players that I see it as like, you could have players that don't like to read rules that would do great in Shadow Dark because they've got a one-page character write-up, very small, with like a couple abilities, and that's it. They don't have to read the rules, and the DM just makes rulings, and it would work perfect for them. But if you have players that, like mine, that have been playing for 30 years and they really want something more, it's not it. And that's why, like for me, 2E works because I know people rag on the splat books and everything. Well, nothing is whole cloth. I run core 2E, but I have all those books with options to choose from for my campaign for whatever I feel will work in my game. So there's a lot of levers you can pull in it. It's obviously not like the percentile based. I really liked when I did the solo thing for Call of Cthulhu. That was my first experience with it. I actually absolutely love the whole percentile based thing. I think things like non-weapon proficiencies in 2E could easily be converted to a percentile based, and they would be better for it.
Everything in the D20 you can definitely convert easily to a percentile system.
And I may do that going forward with my game because I think instead of just doing a roll under system, you could literally put points into it to, your points increase the percentage. But it was fun. It was a good time.
Dan says he agrees with you completely. He says Shadow Dark is fun, but it is an incomplete game. I mean, I don't think it's an incomplete game. I mean, I like it's as big as it's as complete as it needs to be, right? To do what it wants to do or what it's set out to do.
Well, I'll give you an idea of one of the problems we had here, right? I don't know.
Well, that's my opinion, obviously.
But on the Ranger, so I'm
Yeah.
I'm flipped right now. On the
While you're
Ranger,
foot.
though,
Yeah.
you could see the Wayfinder ability. And basically, what it says is you have advantage on checks associated with navigation, tracking, bushcraft, stealth, and wild animals. I asked on the Discord, and I'm like, hey, is there anywhere in any of these books that I'm missing that actually talks about any of these types of things and what types of checks they are?
Yeah.
And the answer was no, because it's up to the DM and they're
Sure.
variable and the checks could change depending on the situation. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. If I'm going to make a check for navigation, I would like to know what stat it uses, because when I make my character, if I'm assigning stats, I want to understand, what put them towards the things that are going to help my character. And
Sure.
their answer back to me was, well, Shadow Dark doesn't play that way, and you roll 3d6 down the line, which to
Can
me
I,
is the absolute worst answer ever.
Can I give you my experience of that similar thing once
Yeah,
upon a
absolutely.
time?
Sure.
I got really into Castles and Crusades at one point in time.
Me too.
Yeah.
And I was I was in the community
been
and I was
there.
hanging out with all the people.
Yep.
And I asked a simple question one day about how to do one thing.
Yep.
And every answer I got was, well, just make it a siege check. Just make it a siege check. Just make it a siege check. And I'm like, I want more robustness than make it a siege check. And that's sort of the same thing you're getting with the Shadow Dark idea. Well, Shadow Dark doesn't do that. Why not?
Well, and
Why
then
not add it?
And then the answer they gave me that, well, you don't assign your stats in Shadow Dark. And this was from the moderator. And I kind of snapped back on that one. And I'm like, you haven't been playing very long, have you? Anybody that doesn't house rule a game, I don't know of anybody that's ever played a game that doesn't house rule something. And character creation is one of the biggest things you see house rule. People like change the way certain things work. The idea of 3d6 down the line is great, but every other system in the world gives you options. And very few people, I think, are going to play that game long term and stick with 3d6 down the line.
Right. Sure.
This
I
time,
will, but
we still ran 3d6, but we did 3d6, assign them where you want. You roll 6 stats.
I hear you. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I get what you're saying, Mike, and we kind of had some of this conversation yesterday or the day before. I mean, as far as like with navigation goes, right? To do that as an example, like Jason usually plays the ranger type, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like if we're out in the forest and he's trying to navigate his way, out of the forest through the forest north and the whatever, and he's in the forest and he's saying that's how he's navigating by looking at what side of the rock the moss is growing on and things like that. Like, then to me, that's a wisdom check, but like, if he's going to try and use maybe, use the stars or, something like that, or use like a sextant or something to try and figure out where the, the position of the sun and exactly what direction thing is, like, maybe that's an intelligence roll, I mean, that's hard, but I mean, I wouldn't change it every single time. Like,
well,
but I think like, a normal ranger check would be, for me anyway, wisdom. Maybe that's different for you, but
well,
I don't think that's the flaw in the game.
Most class-based systems, if they have a class and you have abilities that require a check, they usually define what those checks are, and that's part of your character creation to understand. Hey, if I'm going to make a fighter, I'm not going to put my 17 on wisdom and put my 12 on strength. You could if you really want to role play it out.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying min maxing. I'm just saying just assigning your 6 stats appropriately to benefit your character. No, it doesn't. Edgelord, it doesn't unbalance the game to do any of that. I'm just saying it's. I don't know. I didn't like their answer. That was the worst part. I mean, I had already, I don't know. It's okay. It's fine.
Yeah, no.
I know Ranger.
I get it.
Jason was playing a Ranger, but you're playing Chubby's Ranger, right?
Yeah, I'm actually playing a scout.
Okay. I'll have to go take a look at them because we aren't using any of the extra books. We are only using the core stuff plus the Paladin and the Ranger from the Western Reaches playtest and one of the.
That was one of when Roger decided we're not going to use any of the curse scrolls. We're just going to use Chubby's Player's Companion. I was like, oh, come on, dude, because scroll 4 is the Ranger, and that's what I wanted to play. But and I'm sure I've already said this. I mean, you can pick any of the 3 or 4 Ranger-esque classes that Chubby wrote up, and I think they're better than their Curse Scrolls 4 Ranger. I really do.
Yeah, I'll have to look at them.
The Scout has been an absolute blast to play. The Merchant has the pathfinding ability. There's an Archer that I really like, and yeah, but I wanted to kind of, I don't know, I guess reinforce what you said or emphasize what you said. It's not so much that you didn't like the answer. It's like their answer just feels like total horse crap.
Yeah.
It's like, okay,
Yeah.
you don't actually know an answer, so you're going to feed me the line that's written down behind you somewhere. I'm asking for an actual ruling, not for look it up yourself. Thanks.
I had the exact same experience that Bear had with Castles and Crusades.
Yep.
I'm still on the Discord. I still talk there once in a while. I played that game for years, and my biggest problem was what ended up happening was my second edition Player's Handbook, DM's Guide, and Monster Manual sat on the table while I was running C&C, because every time there was something that was missing from the rules, I would refer to them. And after you do that so much, you just start to wonder, like, why am I still playing
Why
this?
am I still?
and not-
That's exactly.
you know,
it.
Sure.
Why am I still playing this?
Sure.
Yeah.
But
So,
that depends on how heavy of a game that you want to have. And I mean, I understand that, like, things like Shadow Dark and Morkborg, like, the longer you play it, the bigger the game it gets, because every time you make a ruling, that becomes precedent, right? So it's kind of a rule. But I mean, for the most part, like, I mean, if you want to play second edition, or you're going to use, you want something that's got all encompassing rules,
right.
and you want to start, like, don't play Shadow Dark, but don't
Right.
play Morkborg. Maybe play C&C if that's, but if you want to go beyond that, then I mean, play first edition, play second edition, play Axe, play anything that's, got a book that's, bigger than my fist. You know what I mean? I mean,
Personally, I think even OSC has more to it than Shadow Dark.
Yeah.
Obviously, the
yeah.
classes have more, but
the advanced, definitely.
That's without argument. That is absolutely true.
Yeah.
I mean, at first glance, they seem very similar, but they really aren't. And I'm very interested to see with him redoing, getting rid of the 2 lines and just going with advanced. And they've already said there's going to be some changes to it, stuff that was implemented in Dolmenwood. And I have the
Yeah.
Dolmenwood stuff, but I haven't really gone through it. To my understanding, some of the stuff in there has actually a pretty good improvement over the base OSE rules. So I'm curious to see what they do with it. Whether or not
What's-
we'll play it again, I don't know. But
Edgelord wants to know if Bears ever played the Time Lord RPG.
Sadly, no. There was one copy back in like the late 80s, early 90s, whenever it came out at my FLGS. And when I went back to pick it up because I really wanted to check it out, it's already sold and I never got another copy again. So I've never read it. I've seen it. I've held it in my hand, but I've never played it, sadly.
Is this a Doctor Who?
Yeah, it's a Doctor
thing?
Who role-playing game. It came in a little digest-sized book. It was pretty groovy.
Okay.
It was pretty groovy. From what I hear, it was a good game too, but I never got a chance to play it, sadly.
Interesting.
I see all the
Check that
Star Trek stuff back there, and
Yeah.
yeah. So I have a question for you, because I've gotten a little bit of mixed
Oh,
results
boy.
here. Tell me something.
Brace yourself, Bear.
How's
brace
2D20?
yourself.
I haven't played. It's still in shrink. I haven't even tried it yet. But how's 2D20?
Give it to him.
All right,
Give it to him.
So you really want me to give it to you?
Well, no. Listen, I would.
I'll give it to you. I'll give you the straight dope, man.
I want to
No
hear it
BS.
from somebody that's obviously into sci-fi stuff, rather than somebody that's more of a D&D player that's tried 2D20 and didn't like it. I want to hear
Hey.
from.
Hey,
Oh.
I felt that.
So I ran it.
It was-
I ran
stabbed
it.
hard.
I ran it for a decent campaign. Actually ran 2 campaigns, one online, one offline. 2D20 was a very good system for Conan, and that will
Okay.
be my review.
Okay.
2D20 was a very excellent system for Conan.
Yeah. So we
Maybe the worst Star Trek game I've ever played.
wow.
Wow.
So we played it at a
I really
convention,
thought it was just our experience.
and it's interesting, right? Because we played at a different convention. We played the Fallout 2D20,
Okay.
and we had a poor experience.
Yeah.
It was okay. It was definitely the GM. The GM
was
had some
all the
things going
GM.
on, and
Yeah.
and he definitely was very nitpicky about things and had like too much explanation going on about stuff, and it was just really, really just strange.
Well, and he kept trying to shill his own material. That was so just terrible.
He had the special dice that he would roll with the encounter, and he would say, well, this here means that this encounter is a difficult encounter, and on this die it comes up as these symbols, and so that means that it's going to be an objective. So it's this is something where you have a difficult objective, and we're like, we're 20 feet from getting into the thing. Can we just go into the thing? And he's like, well, we have to come up with why this encounter is difficult and what objective there is to it. So I'm thinking that we go, and it was like just that, and that really was, I wanted to bang my head against the table, but, and then the Star Trek one, this was my fault because I signed us up to play it. And I was like, maybe it'll be cool. It's the second edition. I want to check it out, how they did it. And the DM shows up and he's in his Captain Kirk outfit. And I was like, okay, he's a weirdo, but okay.
Maybe, a little extra.
Maybe he's really into it, And I don't know. There was it just me, you, Jason, and Joe? And then one other.
And then that fourth guy.
And the fourth guy. Well, the fourth guy and the GM, I think they knew each other either from online or something like that. And they've played together before. And they really kind of understood the system. So there was a whole thing where there was an alien that was like, came through a wormhole and was like killing everything on the ship. Not on purpose, but, if he goes near anybody, people start dying, and it was like an energy being or something. So the ship is getting destroyed, people are dying, and we're like, okay, we got to get this thing off of here, and like we got to get this thing, like this is causing problems. And this other player was like, Prime Directive, and I'm like, he's killed 20 people. Like, I get the Prime Directive, but there's one alien that's
not the
like
Prime Directive at all. Doesn't that the Prime Directive?
This was
okay. So listen, online and amongst these communities, I'm known as three things: a jerk, the Star Trek guy, and the superhero guy. Right? Like I pretty encyclopedic knowledge on these things, and I can tell you right now, the Prime Directive does not at all, in any way, shape, or form, extend to alien on your ship killing people. No,
sure.
It's a non-interference directive based around not messing with pre-industrial or pre-space flight culture.
There you go.
God, people. This is why Star Trek is garbage these days, because people don't understand Star Trek, so they just
do stuff. Yeah. And it kind of like went on, and so it was like the three of us against the GM and this other guy.
Yeah.
And it was to the point like where, and the other guy was like an engineer, so he's like locking us out of certain areas on the ship, and it was a whole like versus game.
Wow.
It was the three of us versus them. But then he's using, like, we would make a roll and generate what's the meta currency? What do they call that?
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Fate or whatever it is.
Yeah, something like
that. And
then
momentum. And then this other guy, like, we generate like 3 of them or something on a roll. And then this other guy would make a roll and like use all 3 of them. Like which is allowed because you're all the players and it's a shared pool.
It is an awful game. The 2D20 system is an awful system. Modiphius is an awful company. What more can I say? Like, I literally was getting review stuff from Modiphius and Free League at the same time back a couple years ago in my old channel, which was much bigger than my current channel. And honestly, I found Free League to be my best friend. They were constantly sending me stuff. They were constantly, reaching out. Modiphius sent me one product. I did a review of it. They came on, their 2 line guys, to do an interview on my old 4-Color Cafe show. We literally asked them, do you have anything, that we can announce here, that we can make a big announcement for people, or anything you want to hint at or anything? Nope, nothing at all. 2 days later, they announced publicly 2nd edition. We were just like, what? Screw you guys. It's like, what a jerk way to shut up. I had an audience of 2,000 people. You know what I mean? Like, you might have actually gotten some people to get excited here, but no, you chose to be jerks about it. I do not like Modiphius as a company. There we go.
Yeah. No, perfectly put.
And to
But
answer
so
Edgelord's question,
Yeah,
the best
yeah, I was
Star
gonna
Trek
bring that up.
is Lug Trek, Last Unicorn Games. Their Star Trek was the best Star Trek game.
really cool.
Yeah,
Um,
great system.
Yeah, so we like I don't like the 2D20 system, and I don't know if it's because I don't like it or if it's because these two games have been, were just awful. you know.
Well, I got the Conan off the Kickstarter when it came out, and I gave it to one of my players to read, who's like my mechanics monkey. This guy can break any game, right? And I gave it to him to read, and I says, "Wait, should we run?" He goes, "No." I'm like, "Why not?" He goes, "This Doom system, yeah, garbage." I said, "What do you mean?" And he explains it to me very simply. He goes, "Okay, so we're playing the game, right? I'm not using Doom at any point in time. I'm not taking fade out or momentum or whatever it is, and I'm just making my rolls and try it, yeah." And then the other guy calls it on every roll, so you get more Doom that will come to bite me in the ass, even though I never used that stuff.
Yeah,
And it's like,
because
yeah,
it's a pooled.
really fair assessment of that garbage mechanic. It is a garbage mechanic. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry, eh?
Yeah. So I wasn't a big fan. So it doesn't sound like we were off the mark anyway.
I wouldn't say you were. And it's awful for Star Trek. It does not work for Star Trek. It's an absolutely absurd system for Star Trek. Star Trek is a skill system. You need a skill-based system for that. It's about how good people are at doing things, right? And the only game FASA did it well enough, but the system had real problems. Last Unicorn Games Trek was almost the sweetest spot I've ever seen for Star Trek. Decipher was okay, but that system had so many problems, and it was a good production value. It desperately needed an update, which it never got because Decipher went, the way of the dodo. And 2D20 can just literally something I can't say because this is a family channel. So
Oh no,
you could say it. It's okay. We're
can
okay
take a
with
long
it.
hard suck off my arse. That's what it can do.
There you go.
As we say in Canada in the Maritimes, take a long hard suck off my arse there, bye.
It kind of sounds like Star Trek would be well done with Chaosium and BRP.
Well, it's funny you say that.
Oh, to use
we'll
a percentile system. I want to hear about Stan's game just so we can get around. Well, Bear, you had some gaming. Well, we'll get because that was your game, right? That you're going to talk about.
Yeah, Go ahead.
We'll do you last if you're okay with that. Stan, what did you do for get? Well, gently. Stan, what do you what have you been doing? You got your game going on?
I didn't run my game, but I did play in a lot of games. I played in our second edition Ravenloft campaign. Did that Friday night. Saturday I played in my the monthly Dragonbane game, doing the Ave Nox Mega Dungeon, which is really cool. Like it's not your typical Mega Dungeon at all. So it's really good. And then Sunday I played Delta Green.
Fun, cool.
Yeah, that was good too.
So so Bear, you've been the word on the street.
Is that I'm not a nice person is the word on the street.
By word on the street, I mostly mean for those that watch your channel and pay on your Patreon. Know that
thank you
that you're working on something.
I am indeed. I got a couple of things. I mean, we're
a couple,
Valorous, and Heroic is still in production because, that story's been told 1,000 times. I'm not telling it again. And I'm also working on StarQuest.
Yeah. So I saw some of the StarQuest stuff.
Okay.
Right off the top, I'll tell you, I'm not a fan of watching people play RPGs on.
Well, good news.
YouTube.
We're not going to be live streaming games anymore because sadly there is a contingent of our hobby that are absolutely miserable human beings who feel the need to be creating completely garbage to each other. And so all my games are going to become private games and I'll do recaps of them, but I'm tired of basically.
That's terrible.
Well, dude, one guy went and he literally timestamped 10 moments in the last game where I was mean to the players. It's just like,
oh boy,
what is wrong with? And there's like some nobody I've never seen before. It's not like a regular on the channel. It's just like,
he needs to check his estrogen level.
Oh my god!
It just became a thing of, as I said to all my players in my games, I'm dealing with a lot of stuff in my personal life that is causing tremendous stress right now. I don't need jerks on the internet stress to go with it. So why don't we just take our games private, play them on Discord, and we'll still have fun. They're all like, yeah, we're not here to stream. We don't care. That's
Yeah.
what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Maybe
And
my channel will get back to doing some actual content now. That'd be fun.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and like I said, it's nothing like against your games or whatever. I start
No.
watching a game and they all seem to run, slow to me or
Yeah.
whatever, and it just, watching it, it's just not my thing.
You will get
But
more
I have
games
caught
from
some of it. I caught some of your character creation stuff, and
Yeah.
I really enjoyed watching some of that. It brought me back. I know you mentioned that it goes back even further to like the some of the older Star Trek games, but it was really reminiscent of Traveler to me. With the
Well, it's funny. Basically, it is a hybrid of the old Facet Trek and BRP, right? And it's me sort of bringing the
Mhm.
two together and finding ways to make them mesh and slide nicely, and they have, and it's really a good thing. Now, I'll tell you the origin story of me as a role player. I literally
Sure.
got into role playing with that game right there when I was in high school. I had read D&D before. I'd never had a chance to play it. And then my friend said, hey, at school, he's like, hey, we're running a Star Trek game. Do you want to play? I'm like, I'm not really a big Star Trek guy. And he handed me the VHS for Star Trek Wrath of Khan and Search for Spock. And he goes, well, watch those and see if you like it. And I did. And then I picked up the game the next day at the hobby shop because it was like $20. And I read it and I fell in love with not the game system of Facet Trek, but the Facet Trek universe. Because they were like the Star Wars guys. They had to extrapolate and invent
Yeah.
new material because there was so little amount there. And so for me, Star Trek in my mind is always Star Trek 2, 3, and 4, the perfect trilogy.
Yep.
Facet Trek, and then later DS9. Those are the Treks I like. I love the old show, but like those are the ones that really informed me for Trek. So that informed my role playing start, and that informed my Star Trek start. Right?
Don't talk to Roger about DS9. He's a miserable dude.
You don't like
No.
DS9?
No, DS9 was okay.
We just had
I
the discussion yesterday.
no,
You told me it was horrible.
Listen, I don't like the first. I don't know how many seasons it was. Like the first few seasons, it was like what, 7 seasons altogether.
Yeah, it was the first two were
So-
rough. Yeah.
So it was the first 2 or 3. Yeah, it's probably 2 seasons where it just seemed like they didn't do anything. They were waiting for everything to come to them and happen. I just don't like that format. I
Yeah,
just
but
didn't
not
like
for
it.
nothing.
But then,
The
And
next generation, the first couple seasons were pretty rough too.
sure, but I
were.
think that got like way better. Whereas,
Yeah, it did.
whereas Deep Space Nine for me, like it got better. There were, I think, a couple seasons that were good.
Mhm.
Especially once they got like the Defiant and they were actually doing things.
Mhm.
And then Paul. Then the whole Dominion War thing, like some of that I thought was okay, but I mean, I don't know. It bothered me after a while. I don't know, and I just didn't. I didn't like the way they ended it and everything. It
So here's
wasn't-
the
it
thing that I
wasn't
think
fun.
everybody in our hobby needs to hear, and I'm going to say it, and I hope this goes out and echoes through the ages. Your tastes are subjective, not
Oh, sure.
objective.
Sure.
Therefore, something I like that you don't like does not make you wrong or stupid. It just means we have different tastes.
Absolutely.
Now, as a geek, you're wrong, but that's okay. You're allowed to be wrong.
I tell him
I
he's
thought-
wrong all the time. He's used to it.
I think Voyager was the better show.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I just threw up a little in my mouth. Sorry, to quote Jason from earlier, you might want to check your estrogen levels.
I told him yesterday the
Chocote.
original series, The Next Generation, and DS9 that's it.
I'm not even a TNG fan. There's like episodes of all of them have good episodes or good little story
Sure.
arcs. Absolutely. TNG was a little too much. I know. What's wrong with me? How crazy am I? What's going on, Dan? What's going on? Voyager has the unique place of being, as I described, as the following. When it was good, it was some of the best Trek ever written. When it was bad, it was unwatchable garbage. And when it was
Sure.
mediocre, it was a distraction you put on while you were cooking. It was just not a good show for me.
Sure.
Now you might have loved it, and that's okay. That's okay. It's all yours, man. You rock with that Voyager.
Yeah. I don't know, especially when it comes to like gaming. Like I think, like for me, like Voyager is like that's the game I want to play. Like I want to be in a ship stranded somewhere with limited resources, trying to get from point A to point B, and stopping off at whatever different planets, gathering resources, doing the thing, and like a big hex crawl type of thing. So
Did you ever
mean,
play?
that's-
Did you ever play Trade Wars 2002 back in the
BBS
BBS Door days?
Yeah.
That's
no,
exactly what
I did play.
That's
some
exactly
BBS
what
games,
you just
but-
described.
Yeah.
Ah, crap! I jumped into the wrong system and something killed me. I hate
Yeah.
this game.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that game.
No, I mean I loved it, but every time I die, I'd be like, man, why?
Yeah, Hex Crawl Voyager. Yeah. And I was thinking about doing that with Traveler. That was my idea.
Well,
to
I don't
run
get Traveler
game.
to begin with. I'm the one person in this hobby that I played Traveler back in the '80s. My one of my friends was really into it, so we played it a lot. And I always was just like, I don't understand this game. Well, you're like space truckers. I'm like, I don't want to be a space trucker. I was like 15, 16. I want to be a starship captain. I want to be a Jedi. or whatever. I want to do fun stuff. This is
You don't want a game
really
that's a job.
boring. My game's we got to go negotiate a trade deal. So we can now jump to another system to sell what we just. Oh my God, no!
Yeah.
I want action. No, don't have
There
action
you
in
are,
Traveler.
singing
You'll
my
die.
song, dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
not a fan
That's
of
true.
Voyager or of.
Don't
Traveler,
worry,
or Voyager,
Jason.
for that matter.
We'll find something we disagree on. Don't
I'm
worry.
sure it's going to happen.
But so Bear, so you're working on something though to fix all this, right? You're working on something to fix. Well,
concept that I'm not doing to fix anything. I'm just writing a love letter to the kind of sci-fi I like, and so it's informed a lot by Star Trek, but it's also informed by Babylon 5 and Mass Effect and Last Starfighter, and it's got elements of things I like from lots of different places brought together under a cohesive sort of setting. And I'm happy with it. Like, I can't wait to finish it and get a print on demand ready for all my patrons. It's going to be great. They're gonna have fun with it.
Yeah, cool. And this is a percentile system.
Oh yes, sir.
And does it shoe in with the rest of your games? I mean, as far as like could you do cross? No, it's a different system.
Heroic is a Neo clone of that Marvel superheroes. It's a Neo
The phase rep.
Neo clone's a term I picked up from Justin Howard Kids. Am I here? Am I back? Can you hear me?
Oh, you're back. You're back. Yeah.
Sadly, my computer gets a little warm sometimes, and it does that. Anyway, so he introduced me to this term neoclone. I think it's a great idea. It's when you're taking the base idea of the system, but you're not just doing an OSC treatment on it. You're actually evolving it and changing and doing stuff. And that's something I picked up from Jeff Grubb. I used to have a podcast, and I talked to Jeff Grubb, and he and I were talking about clones. And he said, when you're designing a game based on another game, that game was a conversation. So what you're doing now is continuing the conversation. You're not just repeating everything that was said in that conversation. And that's kind of how I feel about it. And I'm like, that's a great idea. So Heroic's a neoclone of that. Valorous was originally going to be very close to the system I use for StarQuest, but everybody wanted a phase rip. Sorry, I hate that term. But they wanted that system as a fantasy game. So I said, all right, let me sit down and think about it. And I did, and I made it for them. Valorous was my response to Morkborg and Edge Dark and Shadow Blades and Blades in My Ass and all the rest of it. It's a heroic style fantasy game, and that's what the mission statement right at the start talks about, is that this is for heroes. This is a game for people who do the right thing because it's the right thing to do, because they're trying to make the world they live in a better place. It's not a game for murder hobos. There's no alignment system, so you can be like, well, it's my alignment to be a jerk and all that. No. This is a game based on making the world a better place and trying to be heroes and uplift your situation. It's a dark world, but you need the darkness so that you can stand out as the light and change things. So that's what that is. StarQuest is my love letter to sci-fi, mostly 80s sci-fi, to be honest, but it's still too sci-fi. And the system we're playtesting. It's working very well. I've got some new rules I'm adding into the playtest now because I want to make dice rolling a little more dynamic and what have you. But overall, I absolutely have never been and never will be as excited about a game as I am for this.
Really? Wow.
just sings to me. I've been working on it now for 3 months, and I just can't shut up about it. I'm sure all of my YouTube channel people are sick of hearing about it. I'm sure all of my patrons are happy I'm at least giving them a heroic post every week, because they're probably sick of all the stuff I'm doing on StarQuest, but I don't care, because this is it tasks me and I shall have it. That's
Yeah,
what it is.
absolutely.
So that's where I'm at.
Cool. And that, do you have a timeline on that, or is this just kind of, it's just,
So I worked
whatever
over 20 years in the film industry, and I learned a very valuable lesson from the film industry, which is when it's ready.
yeah, sure.
If
No,
you
I
rush it,
hear you.
It'll
100%.
you'll be
Yeah.
compromising everywhere, and I don't want to compromise on this. I want to make this good.
Yeah.
Now I'm prepared for the backlash, because the backlash is going to be that I'm using AI art, and I think and I like using AI art for this because it's the future. I'm doing a game about living in the future. Why wouldn't I use computers to make things? That just seems like the future to me, But
on that, I noticed that for Valorous, you used no art except for the cover, right? The cover art.
No, actually, that's a typo in the book. I was originally going to release it with no art, and then I decided screw that, I'm putting AI art in. But I had to pay for the cover and the back cover for the artists, and I still haven't broken even on that. I still haven't made my money back on Valorous because I had to pay artists. Had I not paid artists for the covers, the 2 covers, and just made my own, I'd have made money on that project. I'd have made decent money on that project. But nope, I had to pay artists, and even though I got good deals out of them, it was a lot of money. And sadly, I haven't recouped that money. So that's life.
Yeah.
So I got another sci-fi system question for you.
Sure.
What are your thoughts on
Savage Worlds? Savage Worlds is that hot girl that I saw across the room, and I wanted to talk to her, and I did. And then we went on a couple of dates, and I was just like, I thought this was going to be way better than it turned out to be. And now I'm just like, I love looking at her, but I don't want to talk to her. On paper, Savage Worlds reads like the kind of game I would love. I have run 5 different Savage Worlds games, played in 2 of them, and every time within 3 sessions, either my players or me or someone's going, God, can we just play something else, please? And we just do. You know what I mean? It's just that system doesn't click for me.
See, I bought it specifically for Deadlands, and
I love classic Deadlands.
My guys even brought it up this week that they were like, "Well, I'd love to play Deadlands again." They seem to like it. They don't. The problem is they don't know how to play it. Savage Worlds plays different than D&D.
Oh yes,
and they try and play it like they're playing D&D, and it wasn't going well for them. They're getting their asses kicked because they were, kind of standing around shooting at range without taking cover, and they just weren't utilizing the mechanics properly.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The system itself, again, I agree with you. It looks good on paper. I was like, I would love to take that setting and put it in any other system, because I wasn't a fan with how it exactly worked. But
yeah,
I was just curious. We
Bear,
talked
if you ever
about
want to talk,
fan. Sorry,
if you ever want to talk to somebody about Babylon 5 at great length, then Death Angel Shadow is definitely the guy to talk to.
Oh, I know. But I'm not the guy that Babylon 5 fans want to talk to. Trust me. I'm not the guy Firefly fans want to talk to. It's just like, nope. I will punch holes in it. I will show you all the ugly scars of it and the things I can't stand. And I'll talk about all the great stuff in it too, because they are great. But I'm not a fanboy.
Yeah, Firefly I thought was fun. It was a fun show.
It was neat.
That's neat. But yeah, I mean, I like Nathan Fillion. I think he's a good actor. But so
I enjoy watching him play the same character over and over and over again.
Well, yeah, obviously there's sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
Nathan Fillion is like Ryan Reynolds. He plays himself.
Yeah. Right. He's definitely typecast, and for good reason.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Mike.
Yeah.
Edgelord loves your players.
I know.
They sound so awesome.
Sometimes they can be animals.
So Bear, what's your other than your own systems, what's your go-to sci-fi game? Like if you wanted to play a sci-fi game that wasn't Star Quest, what would you?
Probably D6, Star Wars D6.
Oh,
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Welcome to the club, Bear. Takato
It's
and
one
I
of
would
my-
be happy to join you in that.
I have a video up of my top 10 RPGs, and it's a very close tie between Marvel, Phase Rip, as you like to call it, and Star Wars D6. I love the D6 system. Absolutely adore the D6 system. Not interested in this 2E that Gallant Knight Games is putting out. I read it and I was like, no,
Really?
don't like the choices you made, guys. Sorry. I like D6 the way, like give me that first edition Star Wars rules, give me the rules companion for it, throw in a wild die mechanic, and we're off to the races, and that's all we'll ever need. Every edition of D6 after has just expanded on the rules and made them crunchier and more complicated, and it's exhausting.
Yeah, we both backed the second edition of the D6 game. I really didn't read, too much into it or about it. Just that it was coming back, and I know Jason wants me to love it, and I have fond memories of people rolling handfuls of dice and spending 20 minutes trying to do basic math, and that really that like it turned me
That
off.
exaggeration does
know?
you such a disservice.
Oh no, everyone exaggerates. Everyone exaggerates about D6. So you roll like 30 dice. Man,
Yeah.
if you've got 5d6 plus 2 in something, you're a badass on wheels.
Yep.
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
drop a force point, oh my god, now you're rolling
Yep.
10 dice 6 plus
Yes.
2. Shut up.
And it does not take anyone 20 minutes to count up. And even 100 D6 dice can be counted up in far less than 20 minutes.
I mean, you've met some of the players that
I have it. It's true. There are plenty of retarded people out there that try and join our RPG
don't play with
games.
morons that can't add. Yeah, yeah.
Basic math. I mean,
Yeah.
I know it's a killer.
aren't we supposed to be geeks and nerds in this hobby?
Yeah,
Isn't math
yeah.
supposed to be
We
something
are.
we're but basic math is too complicated for oh my
Yeah.
god.
No, and we played.
Don't play Villains and Vigilantes, kids. You got to do like basic trigonometry to make your character in that game.
We played in a couple D6 Star Wars games at conventions, and they were fine.
It's been a blast every time.
They were fine. I mean, and maybe some of it was because, like the last time I tried to play it, I was probably, 15 or something, and I mean, it was just, back then, and we didn't know what we were doing, and but that's just my memory of it,
Sure,
So,
sure.
but yeah, trying it like now, yeah, later, it definitely runs. It ran pretty smooth. I mean, it ran slightly smoother than the Fantasy Flight, game. I mean,
Oh my god! To quote Paul earlier, every dice roll in that game, I must consult the bones.
oh yeah,
The bones
yeah, you
tell me
gotta-
nothing. Like it's we
I-
stopped. We played that game. We got really into it, and then one guy rolled one where he had a critical success, a critical failure, and then all the successes and failures canceled each other out. So he was left with a critical success and a critical failure. And he looks at me to narrate it, and I'm like, and my brain just shut down. I was like, I got nothing, man. And then one of the guys like, can we just play D6 Star Wars again? I'm like, yes, we can. Oh my god.
Yeah, I ran the Fantasy Flight for about a year and a half, maybe a little bit longer, and some of it was in person, some of it was online, and it was trying. I mean, we had like one player that was really into Star Wars, that was really into reading the dice and like wanting to narrate cool things and all of that, and it seemed like at least two players, no, three of them were really kind of checked out and like had no idea. They would roll the dice and just stare at it, and then I'd sort of have to help out and move the stuff around and say, okay, you've got 3 successes and you've got 3 advantage and 2 or whatever. I'm like, what do you want to do with it? And they like look in the book, at the page, and I'm like, just narrates, like, what do you want to do? Like, it can be any, like, you got a triumph, you could do, what I mean? Just name something. What do you want to do? And they're like, I guess I just do another crit or what, and
Yeah.
It just wasn't. So yeah, it was definitely more taxing on me, because then I had to be the one to come up with stuff all the time, which I did. I mean, that was fine. But those mechanics exist so that the player can kind of have, can say, hey, I want to, I want to shoot this line out and have this electrical line drop and get in the way of this guy, or or whatever. And it just didn't happen.
The
So
fastest way to make me not want to play your game is force me to have to buy weird dice. The minute you need me to buy weird dice to play your
Yeah.
game, I'm no longer interested in playing your game.
proprietary
DCC
dice
will
suck,
never,
yeah.
this DCC will never see my table. Star Wars Edge of the Empire's gone, never coming back. Like that's just the fastest way to lose my
Yeah.
interest. It's like
So
no.
so DCC, I mean, I ran a lot of DCC. Every now and again I'll run it. I don't mind it. I get the weird dice thing. It's more of a hassle than anything else. But
It's
there's
a gimmick.
it's a gimmick, absolutely.
It's
it is.
not good game
Um,
design. It's
But
gimmick
I have
game
like a lot of
design.
the sets. I have a lot of sets of those dice now, so it's like
Yeah, well,
not
fair
as
enough.
big a deal. But I'd rather do that over the Fantasy Flight. Like that's just I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just too cumbersome. Takes too long.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can run DCC without the weird dice. I mean, you could
Yes.
just use a normal dice set, and that's it. But yeah, Bob, it was an interesting solution in search of a problem. Yeah,
Yes, indeed, Bob Beckman. Indeed.
yeah, it was interesting. Yeah, and that's what Dan says about DCC, and yeah, a lot of those games I didn't like. Fate did the Fate and Fudge and all that. Like they
Can't
did the
stand that.
same thing with those dice.
No interest in it. None
They were a
at all.
little bit easier to translate, but still, it was just a kind of a gimmicky thing. That's, oh, here you got to buy our stuff, and yeah, what really killed me about the Fantasy Flight stuff is like you couldn't buy, like you bought the dice and that was it. Like at least the DCC dice, there's 20 different styles. Everybody at the table can have their own style of dice, you know what I mean? Yours is blue with glitter and somebody else's pink or whatever. With the Fantasy Flight dice, it's like, nope, here's the dice. And everybody has to use it. And we had like one guy that
They're
bought a
color
set,
coded for your convenience.
color coded, yeah, for your convenience. Yeah, well, they have to be. I mean, can you imagine if they were all the same color?
Imagine if they just used basic
I-
freaking dice.
I believe
Yeah.
I believe you could have just bought the standard Genesis dice to use also though.
Oh, sure.
They
Yes.
are going to have the right
Yes.
symbols on them, but they are
Yeah.
still the same dice.
They're close. Yeah, right,
Yeah.
right.
Things I
Well,
don't want to
absolutely.
do. Give that company more of my money.
Well, you could
Yeah.
be like, listen, we've been through it on here because I tried Edge of the Empire with my group, and one of the players absolutely didn't like it. We didn't continue with it. But I have an entire bookshelf full of hardcovers that were given to me for free. So when they gave me crap about it, I'm like, listen, they were given to me. We figured we'd try it. The only thing I bought was I did spend the money and buy all 3 of the box sets, the starter sets, because we thought, hey, I've got all 3 sets of books. Let's get to 3. We'll try them, see if we like it. We made it through the first night of the first one, and one guy was like, I don't want to play this. And we've never been back to it, which is fine. So next up will be D6. But the problem I have, and I know a lot of people are like this, you look behind you. You can't see it because it's all low, but I have bookshelves everywhere here. Roger's got bookshelves. Everybody's got bookshelves. You see all your books. I'm not going to sit there and play. I know that all the PDFs for D6 are widely available. There's one site you can get them all on. I want print copies, which means
Sure.
I got to figure out where to start and what books to even begin with.
For Star Wars?
So I have a question.
I'm listening.
He can
You
hear you,
mentioned-
Mike. He's got.
Right. So the second edition revised, good or not?
First edition, the Star Wars source book, and I don't have it physically, the Rules Compendium. Those 3 books, you're good to go for the rest of your life. You can Star Wars your buns off, and then there's tons of web resources you can find.
Okay. So like if I look at, well, I shouldn't say that. I look at eBay, I see first and second here, but there is a lot of second and very little first.
Yeah, the first what you want to look for is Fantasy Flight re-released them a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
because they
the
had
anniversary
license,
edition. Yeah.
and you got
Yeah.
the 2 in a box set. If you can find that,
Yeah, somebody's got it here, and it listed new low price. They've got to buy it now for $80. That's
No,
not a
that-
low price.
given that it's an out-of-print game that is beloved, it is. But now listen, the
Yeah.
second edition revised, if you're getting the actual second edition revised, which is it's got the Millennium Falcon on the cover, it's
Yeah,
that
let me-
shot from Jedi.
Yeah.
It's okay. You can run the game. It's a little crunchier than this one, but it'll get the job done. It's not a
So
horrible. Yeah.
I have this
No.
one. I don't know.
No. Then
Yeah,
just
no. Okay, I'm just what's the difference with this? Why not this one? Like what's
Because they
what's changed?
took all the beauty out of this one and destroyed it, basically. They added all these clunky rules, and that's why they had to do a revised edition, because that's the one
Okay.
you want. If you're going to play
Okay.
and you don't want to spend the money, but that one is going to cost you an arm and a leg.
Now, there's also out there the second edition revised and expanded.
The re-up, it is awful. It is, the book will print up from you on Lulu at about this
Yeah.
thickness. So you're going to pay about $125 to print the book up in color, because in black and white it's going to look like garbage.
Right.
Secondly, they added a bunch of rules, and it's the most crunchy version of it I've ever seen in my life. Now, if you really, are you a crafty kind of GM? Are you the kind of guy who can sit down and make up your own stuff and make
Oh,
your
yeah,
own
yeah.
templates and all? All right.
Yeah.
hang on. You're probably going to find it for around $40 if you look around for it online. You want this. This is the D6 system, the customizable role-playing game. You get a copy of this because you like books. You go grab all the PDFs for the Star Wars stuff off the Holocron, the D6 Holocron website,
Mhm.
and you can literally put together your own Star Wars game using this book. This book
I think I have
is
that
an
book.
amazing book. This is an amazing book.
I see a handful of them on eBay running between like $55. Buy it now with free delivery.
Look around, you might find it for 30 to 40 if you get lucky, but if you're willing to pay that price, it is absolutely worth $50. Like, it is a great little book. And it really, like, one of the things I like about this book, they don't do it for you. They explain to you how to do it yourself.
Yeah.
They say, hey, these are look, here's some ideas for attributes you could use, but you could make up your own. Here's some examples, right? Or here's the skills you could use, or here's some examples, or here's some powers or abilities, or this or that. Here's some examples, but here's how you do it, here's why you do it, and here's what it's about. So yeah, you're going to have to do a little more legwork, but the point is you're going to create your own thing that's going to be worth something. And you can just jump online and plunder all the Star Wars resources that are out there.
Right.
And they'll have D6 stats in them already, and you'll already know what those mean because you read this book and you understand how it works.
Okay.
And as we say in Canada, Bob's your uncle.
Yeah. I'm one of those guys because I do 3D printing terrain, and everything I do is hand painted.
Nice.
Because I do so much terrain, I use it at my table, minis and terrain. And listen, Star Wars terrain and minis, it's just awesome. It's, if you ever want to make the geek nerd in me come out, throw Star Wars stuff down because it's just awesome. And of course, like Ducato and I have been talking, Printable Scenery just added a whole range of Star Wars stuff. They're calling it Desert Planet, whatever. They're basically Tatooine buildings that they've
Nice.
added there. And I just did a Kickstarter that was more. They didn't even try and hide it. It was basically Star Wars buildings, and it came with Jawa minis.
Nice.
I
I used to buy
So-
there was a series of miniatures, I think WotC was putting them out when they had the license for Star Wars, and I just hunted stormtroopers. And I wound up with a pack of about 40 stormtrooper figures. My buddy in Vancouver still has them, sadly, and I just don't have access to them anymore. But it was like, nothing like putting stormtroopers on the table. It was like,
Right.
Somebody's
Who's fighting in the
got-
background?
There's a kitchen. Somebody's doing something in a kitchen in the background somewhere. I don't know what's going on. Oh, okay.
Someone's making
Star-
supper. They're making bantha stew.
Star Wars Legion is great, says Throxus. I don't know. I haven't played it. I haven't played miniature.
The problem I have
I've
with
played
the
miniature agnostic games, but
the problem I have with the Star Wars miniature games is they're so freaking expensive.
Yeah.
They just
that's the same reason why I don't play Warhammer or anything else. Like, I just don't have the
Yeah.
time. If I'm going to invest the money into it, I'm not going to, don't want to spend the money and all that and not have the time to play it or only do it once in a while.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't, even look at the Star Wars Legion. The minis look fantastic.
They do.
But,
They do, but they're expensive.
but yeah, definitely way expensive.
If I can't print it, I'm probably not
well,
going to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I don't like painting, so for me, I love pre-painted miniatures. I'm like, if I'm going to use miniatures, get me pre-painted, please, because I have things to do. I don't have time.
yeah,
I don't have time
yeah.
to be painting.
I played X-Wing and Armada for a while, and I loved both of them. And it was the rules were fine. It was cool flying around and all that. But man, all the miniatures are pre-painted, and good Lord, they are beautiful. The detail is amazing. They're pricey, but I always felt like, wow, I'm getting my money's worth out of this.
You mean they're not
So-
like WizKids garbage minis?
No,
No.
They were.
We
they were
played this.
Yeah, they
we
were
played
good.
the Star Trek version of that, the Attack Wing or whatever it was called.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
God, those ships were beautiful. They were just beautiful. Game didn't care for the game so much, but we loved the ships. They were like, oh, so nice.
Yeah. Tom Tullis there has got that miniatures. What's Mike? Do you know the name of the
I forgot. I
the
don't-
game there? Battle something. It's a miniature ship game. You 3D print the ships.
It's pretty much the only thing that he's made that I don't have. It
Yeah,
just didn't
yeah.
interest me.
Sure. It's reminiscent of like X-Wing or something like that.
Yeah.
So you've got like your ships and like the base kit, like it's obviously like the Federation and the Klingons, like in the
Right.
the base, with the serial numbers filed off, and that's fine. But I like that because, and I don't know, I want to try the game. I mean, I don't know if it's great, right? But it just seems any game where it says
Battlefront Valkyrie is the name of the game.
Battlefront Valkyrie.
Yes.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go. Thank you, Bear. Have you played
I
it?
liked it. I liked it. No, but I read it and I liked it. It's a very
Yeah.
good game. He does a great
I
job.
really love that. Like, if you want more ships or you want to play with a bigger army or different things, you just can print them out or have somebody print them out. And it's not like, oh, you need to get this, figure and go to this game store and you buy this one ship for $30 and, get the card with it. It's just, so I really gravitate towards the, like the miniature agnostic games and, and whatnot. Rangers of Shadow Deep and things like that.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of good stuff
Hey,
there.
So
Also
I got
something cool.
one more question. West End Games Star Wars introductory adventure game box set.
Never had it. Never read it. Couldn't talk about it.
Okay.
I had it. Thought it was great.
Was
There
it?
you go.
Yep.
And that's just standard D6 rules.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
just a starter
Yep.
set for that.
Yeah, that's something that Bear said, and I'm not trying to cause controversy, but
Let's
this
do
is the
it.
one that he said was good, but this is the revised and expanded version.
Yes, but then there's a fan version called.
There's a fan version, and it looks beautiful.
Oh, okay, I
but it's
see.
enormous. It's enormous, and I understand how much. I printed a bunch of Lulu books. I understand how much it was going to cost. That's why I wanted to know from somebody that's really into D6 stuff and knows it well. Is it worth it or not?
Well,
And
there,
Yeah,
it's not.
yes.
In my opinion, it's not for the re-up fan version, but for that version he's showing,
Yeah.
if you can find it for a decent price, absolutely,
Yeah.
it's a great game.
Yes,
I ran
Yep.
it for years. I now prefer the older version of it, but I mean, I ran the thing for 5-6 years. Ultimately, at the end of the day, they'll be careful with that fan edition. I know lots of people who got their Lulu accounts suspended or canceled because it's using Star Wars licensed material. And
Wow.
eventually Lulu does a little look and then goes, "You're publishing stuff you're not allowed to. You're printing stuff. Oh, ban!" And they close your account for you. So fun times. I
Yeah,
want to show you guys something. You want to see something cool?
yeah, we love seeing cool things.
The only people who have seen this are my players so far, but this is the hero ship for their Star Quest campaign, the Odyssey Unbound.
Oh, look at that!
Nice.
Look at that!
Yeah.
That's
And
fantastic.
we have a 3/4 angle coming. The artist is working on it right now, but I think he did a great job, and he really captured what I wanted, which was a cassette futurism type feel to it. So yeah,
Yeah,
cool beans.
that's awesome.
Cool beans. All right, I'll
What's,
stop sharing?
Yeah, no, that looks cool. I get some Voyager vibes from.
Yeah, it's
from
got a little
that.
bit of Voyager vibes. It's got a little, it's got a Star Trek feel. We basically, the goal was to echo Star Trek, but not copy Star
Sure.
Trek. And I think
Sure.
I think we got a great job out of it. I think we did a really good job.
Sure. Yeah. No, I think it looks good.
There you go. Sword and Stone Set of Bed. Trek-ish looking. That's exactly what we were going for.
Trek-ish looking. Yeah. Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, I wanted to try A Billion Suns. It's a miniatures game that's
Never
sort
heard
of
of it.
like a fleet. It's like a fleet game, but it's he's coming out with it's Mike Hutchinson. It's the same guy that made Gaslands. And it's
I'm not a miniatures guy, sadly, guys. So
it's a no.
lost in
You're
this
good.
part.
Gaslands is you basically post-apocalyptic. You take Hot Wheels cars and glue guns to them, and you know
So Car Wars.
Yeah, basically.
basically Car Wars. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he made A Billion Suns, and it's basically like Armada, I guess, that kind of scale. And then, but you're kind of like running it to like make money, so you can basically generate like as many ships as you want, but they're at a cost, so you get like a negative, points, and then you're like trying to, depending on, it's all random, right? Depending on cards or whatever scenario you're playing, but you could be going after like mining, encampments or whatever, asteroids, and collecting, that sort of thing. And so, but like, you might get like 1d6 or on a roll for like treasure or whatever on the thing, and then obviously, like if a battleship cost you like 9, like you really got to use it, to otherwise you'll be negative right at the end of the game.
Mm.
So it's kind of like got a financial kind of thing to it, which is kind of neat, and it's all miniature agnostic. There's no you just buy the book, and then you can use cutouts from the
Do you
back of
remember?
the book or
Do you
whatever.
remember Full Thrust?
Yeah. That's like an X-wing clone, I guess. Right, something
Full Thrust
like that, right?
No, it's out in the
Thrust, wasn't that
90s. No, Full Thrust was out in the
X-Men?
90s. It was this miniatures game.
Oh,
where you
okay. I'm
just
thinking
use
of
whatever
something else.
miniatures you wanted. Like they didn't have a line of. They did eventually put out a line
Right.
of miniatures, but it's a very thin book with just your basic rules, and it was basically a ship fighting game. And we used to
Yeah,
play
that's what I
everybody's,
mean. It
hobby
was
store.
like it was like X-wing, I think. Like the rules were
Wow.
kind of
No,
similar,
X-Wing was
weren't they, or
20
no?
years later, man.
Oh yeah. No, you're right. Yeah. Right.
Let's
Right.
say X-Wing's like a full thrust thing, maybe. How about that?
X-wing's a full thrust thing. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I think you're right there. Yeah. No, I have heard of it. I thought it was newer than that, but
Oh no, we
yeah.
played it in the 90s. It was
Yeah,
great,
that's cool.
great little game. It was a really nice little game. It was fun.
that's cool. Yeah. No, and I love stuff like that, especially the miniature agnostic stuff. Because if you have the X-wing stuff, you can use it.
Yep.
If you don't, you've got access to a 3D printer. You can 3D print stuff. Or if you use dice, or cardboard chits, cutouts, pennies.
Yep.
Use D&D minis. Who cares? Who cares? Draw
I
the
remember
ship out
Silent
with a
Death.
Sharpie.
I remember
What was that?
Silent Death. Yeah, you
Silent
called us in
Death,
Silent
okay.
Death. I remember that.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff. Full throttle. Yeah, okay.
I don't think so because I
Wasn't-
didn't use D6s as I recall. I mean, I haven't played it in 30 years. I couldn't tell you. Maybe it was.
Yeah.
Star Warriors. Yeah, Star Warriors was the one for D6. Yeah.
Oh, that was a D6 ship combat.
Yeah, it's their
Okay.
X-wing fighter combat system basically.
Okay, cool.
It's neat.
Yeah, I don't know. I might have to look around and get the Star Wars D6 book. I don't know if you got 2 copies, Jason. If you wanna, you just got the one, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, man. If I did, I'd gladly give you one, but I've only got the one.
No, it's fine. Stan's got one right there. Yeah, I'll have to take a look around and see if I got that one, or see if I can find that one
Ooh.
somewhere.
Oh, that's the special book.
Yeah,
Ooh, Shadow of the
Raphael
Empire.
Bear said the re-up wasn't great though. I think he said.
It's they overcomplicated it
Yeah.
a lot. They put a lot of extra rules in it, and it's a mess now.
Yeah,
Look at this guy showing off all his D6
Yeah.
stuff.
it's got all the cool stuff. Wow.
Ooh,
Let's see,
Heir of the
you made
Empire.
Jason go get all his now. Oh, Barry, you might as well pull yours out too, because
That's all I have in this room. That's not all I have. Yeah, I have
Ooh, the
that.
I
Jedi
love this one.
Companion.
Yes, if
Oh,
you're
look
playing a
at that.
Jedi, you've got to have this one. But my favorite one,
I have a tote full of this stuff down in the basement.
this is my favorite.
Yeah, I have that one too.
Yeah.
Sadly,
nice.
I only have the two I showed you for Star Wars, but I also have D6 Fantasy, along
cool.
with
Cool.
D6 Fantasy Locations and the D6 Fantasy Creatures book. Those are pretty good.
Oh, I didn't even know those were things. I have that
Oh,
core
fantastic
book.
technology. Cool.
Yeah, in fact, I found this Planets one. I found this
Oh,
I
yeah.
have
at
that one.
the Finger Lakes area gaming convention. Is that what it was?
Flag
that
con.
I had to be careful saying flag because I want to call it something else. But yes, I found this there, and it's in incredible shape. I couldn't believe it, so I snatched that up.
So there's a section of that book called the Elrude sector. I
Privates
played-
and Privateers, great book.
played
Elwood is
that
a fun sector.
campaign there. I played a camp. I ran a campaign there probably 4 or 5 real years.
Did you ever pick up the Dark Strider box set for that, where you're in like all the
Yeah.
political stuff and everything? It was so cool.
Yeah, I have that.
Creatures,
Tramp
yeah.
Freighters,
Tons of
Smuggler's
stuff.
Guide is a good one.
Tons of stuff.
Yeah, the
Now-
Tramp
now I
Freighters
knew
is
a
usually
guy-
a little pricey, and the Pirates and Privateers I've never seen less than $100.
I had a friend of mine who wrote some stuff for them, and they sent him at the time from West End a box of everything they had published up until that point. So every time I'd go over to his house and I'd just see this wall
That'd be
of
awesome.
D6, and I'm like, I hate you so much because I want this.
Yeah, I have that book.
Wow, they made a lot of books.
Yeah, they
Tons.
did.
I mean, I know
And
they made a lot of
never,
stuff,
and never
but-
forget when
Still going, yeah.
when
That's my
Stackpool
point.
and all them started writing The Heir to the Empire, Shadow of the Empire, all that kind of stuff.
Timothy's on.
Lucas
all those guys.
Timothy's on. Lucasfilm sent them all the D6 stuff and said, just pick stuff out of here for the
That's right.
backgrounds that we want to do.
Yeah,
So D6 is very much responsible for most of the expanded
Yeah.
universe of Star Wars, right?
Sure is.
it was-
Trek could have done the same thing with that, but Gene Roddenberry got a bone up his ass because he was doing Next Gen, and they released an unofficial Next Gen book that angered him. And they were going to be releasing a Starfleet Marine supplement, and that was the breaking point for him because there's no Marines in Star Trek. And it was like, okay, well, there you go. So all that great stuff vanished. The best Klingons ever vanished. You know, it's just it's sad. It breaks my heart. I'm not going to go down that road because I'm doing StarQuest, which is my love letter to it all.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Edgelord,
excited
yes,
for Star
that
Quest.
was Tramp Freighters. It's a great source book. Number 5.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Nice.
Galaxy
how,
Guide number 5.
How big is the collection, Jason, as far as like percentage wise of like what exists? Like what I mean, are you missing like a few or is there still a lot out there?
There was a lot of web stuff that came out, but the official West End games, I think I've got half to maybe 70%. I mean, there's plenty of books I'm missing.
Do you have the adventure journals?
I don't.
Yeah,
I
did.
had every one, and a roommate. So I had a roommate that one time basically stole all like my entire role playing collection vanished overnight. I had every cyberpunk
Been there.
book. I had all the adventure journals. I had all this stuff all gone, and I've been slowly over the years trying to rebuild my collection. It's too expensive now. I can't. Yeah, man, those adventure journals were awesome.
They were awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had
Yeah,
all 20,
I don't know if
had
I-
all 20 of them.
I don't think I have all 20, but I have a chunk of them.
Yeah, this
Wow.
is my second copy of the collection. After my divorce, I got rid of all my stuff to pay some bills. I don't want to talk about that anymore. But I've been rebuilding my collection as I go, and every time I go to a con, I search to the used bin. If I find one I don't have, I snatch it up, no questions asked.
Now you'd asked me earlier if there was another sci-fi game I would run, and I said D6, but you know what? I should be. I'm also getting into this now.
Oh, I remember that.
Okay,
Yeah,
Alternity. Okay.
This is
Eternity,
an
yeah.
amazing game that never got its proper due. It never did. This is such a good game. And if I wasn't doing StarQuest right now, I'd be running Alternity because it's that good.
What, Roger, was it Neon Skies that we both got? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
The nuclear engineer is the one that's writing it.
Yeah. Neon Skies, yeah.
Yeah, I like that one quite a bit.
Yeah, Neon Skies. That's and that's sort of a D6, right? But you're only trying to get a 6.
Yeah.
You're rolling multiple D6s and you just 1 6 is a success.
Yeah.
Which is which is pretty good. So Yeah, it's I think that's pretty good. I don't know. We got to get that. We got to play that at some point. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
glad to.
it's strange, right? I mean, and we've talked about this before, and Bear's mentioned that he's 55. I think you said you were, Bear.
Yes,
I
sir.
don't want
Yes, sir.
to promote that, but yeah, Wylock's neon skies, yeah. But I look at the books that I have on the shelf and think about the games that I want to run and how long I want to run those games or how long I want those campaigns to be, and you start adding up those years back to back, and it's
Yeah. They have like a
you
but
start running
they have
out of
like a
time really
hierarchy
quick.
list. Yeah. I try to put like a hierarchy list though. So like Star Wars is a
Yeah.
game that I would definitely run again. Like I have
Yeah.
so much fond memories of running that, and I would definitely do that.
Yeah, so
I
go
have two
ahead.
things. Earlier, when we were talking about the 2D20 thing, I would never play that Star Trek game again. Like, I mean, for me, it was miserable. However, the Fallout game, I thought it was good. Just the DM sucked. But
Sure.
the game, I
Right.
had a good time with the game, interacting with all the players, being in the wasteland. I thought that was a good time. My other thing, I never did answer Mike's question. That box that you were
Sure.
talking about, the second edition
Yep.
introductory,
Yep.
get it. Absolutely worth having. Comes with a couple of maps, got a bunch of standees, as I recall. It's got a fun little adventure where you're, some scouts doing recon and you're trying to infiltrate a small Imperial outpost. Really good introduction to the game. It's totally worth getting. Yeah.
Well,
Sorry.
the only problem is there's a couple of them on eBay. The one I was looking at was $30, with $10 shipping, so $40.
That seems
But
really
worth it.
low.
But it was missing
That's
some
worth
stuff.
Oh, well, there you go. It's missing. There
It
you
was
go. Yeah.
missing a few things. I mean, a couple of things were the standees, which doesn't really make a difference for
Sure.
me. But it also said it was missing. I don't know. One of the pages was torn and something else.
Yeah.
But then there's other ones, but they're running in the 80
Sure.
plus dollar range. So
Yeah, and
You
that's like, do I want to finish up my Star Wars collection? Then
Right.
I would get it.
But it's one of those things, like, I show you these books that I pick up on eBay. I'm very patient.
Mhm.
I scour it every single
Yeah.
day when there's something I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And when I find one for $30 that's in great shape with a buy it now, I'm going to click it and grab it.
Yeah.
So I'll just keep watching for it.
Yeah, and if there's something that you guys are looking for, I mean, give me your list, right, of what you're looking for, and I'm going to WizardCon in another week and a half, so I mean,
Mike,
I'll be glad to look.
Mike, do you partake of Dragon's Trove?
Dragon's Trove. I don't know. what
So
that is.
okay, Noble Knight has ruined the second-hand market, right? It has absolutely
Yep.
destroyed the
Oh,
second-hand
it
market.
sure as hell
And,
has.
pe- and
man.
people, I've had people literally go, "Yeah, let me just tell them how much it's going for on Dragon's Trove." I'm like, well, on Noble Knight, I'm not paying for that. So you can just
Right.
not even bother. The
Right.
Dragon's Trove, on the other hand, is a guy who runs the operation out of his basement, so he doesn't have the overhead of running a front end store. Dragonstrove.com, one word. And he's always putting up YouTube videos of him doing unboxing of collections he's bought. His prices are absolutely rational.
Nice.
So
I'm looking
Star
at it.
Wars, what's the name of it? Star Wars? What was it? Star
Everybody's
Wars
typing that in right now.
Everybody's typing
box
in.
set.
The website's slowing
Yeah.
down. Yeah, I'll put it
Exactly.
I'll put it in the chat there so everybody else can also look at it.
Now, he doesn't always have stuff in stock. It's oftentimes sold out and stuff like that. But for example, Kraken's Rebel Field Guide from West End Games. He only wants $28 US for it.
That's outstanding.
You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
he doesn't overcharge. Kraken's Threat Dossier, $15. Best of the Star Wars Adventure Journal, 1 to 4, the collected book, $9.99. You know what I mean? Galaxy Guide, Tramp Raiders, second edition, $60.
Yeah,
You go
I
on
see-
eBay, it's $120.
Man.
You know
He's
what I mean?
he's got a listing for the introductory adventure game and it's sold out, but he had it listed at $50.
Exactly.
If
This
it's
guy is
got all
a-
the parts and pieces, that's pretty fair.
Yeah.
This guy is absolutely worth buying from, and I I cannot at all imagine why you would want to support something else when you can support a guy like this. And like I said, go on his YouTube channel and subscribe to him, and you'll see he posts at least once or twice a month, if not more often, just unboxing videos of, hey, there's a box of stuff I bought. He just shows, he just pulls it out and shows it to you. You know?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Noble Knight at all because
No.
they're going to give you pennies on the dollar for your stuff, and then
Yeah.
they jack it up,
Yeah.
to
So
ridiculous amounts.
he was selling that revised edition, second edition hardcover that Jason was showing you for $85 US, which is a steal for that book.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I'll never get rid of this thing. Yeah. Man, he's got,
Yeah, that's awesome.
like you said, a lot of it sold out, but he does have a lot of stuff up here.
Yep.
Cool.
And he's okay. I'll show you how decent a guy he is real fast. Where is it? It's sorry, my shelves are a bit of a chaos. Oh, here it is. So he had this because I like the original Cortex system. I don't like what they've done with it since, ever since they've made it a weird system. But the original Cortex was right. So he had this up for sale, which was the Quick Start rules. Like, I'm going to buy the Quick Start rules. I mean, I'll buy it. When it arrived, it came with the core rule book as well. And I sent him an email. I'm going, dude, I only want the one. He goes, yeah, but you know what? Not many people play Sovereign Stone, and you were interested in it, so I thought I'll throw it in
Nice.
for you. That's an amazing guy because this is a guy who was like us. He was a role player. He's not doing this to make a fortune. It's a little hobby enterprise he runs out of his basement.
Nice. Bear, what's
Worth it.
wrong with Cortex Prime? It's a great,
Okay, so here's no it's
pile
not,
of
Sean.
Lego bricks, and you
Stop
get to
talking.
build your own system. And stop that. It's a build your own system. You get whatever you want
Okay.
out of it.
Remember when I said I don't like systems where you have to play with funky dice? That's a quick.
Yeah,
way to
there's
get
no
me to lose
funky
interest.
dice.
No, the other way to get me to lose interest in running and playing your game is make me roll multiple dice, but only one or two of them count. Oh, why are you making me roll all these dice? Like, come on! In Cortex Classic, you rolled all the dice, you add
Yeah.
them up, you compare them to the target number,
Sure.
and you're on your way. The Cortex Prime, what they call Cortex Core now. Well, I
Sure.
roll my 5 die. Well, this is my effect die, and this is my this die, and all the other dice can go to hell. I said, well, then why are you making me roll multiple
Yeah.
dice, man? Just make me roll 2 dice, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, pick two
Just
that you add
I
up, and the
hate-
one's going to be the effect
hate-
die, but it doesn't
hate
matter
it.
the number that you roll. It's the die size, and then that gets added to the other person's pool when they try and do something. I know.
It's
I know.
Absolute
I
mental
know.
masturbation of
I
role-playing.
wanted to like the system. I did. I kind of like the concept of it. Like, I like the idea of, okay, you're basically going to hinder this person with a D8, right? You're trying to tie him up or whatever. So you tie him up and you're going to hinder him with a D8 effect. And then whenever they try and do something that, moving would be hindrance to them, they get that as a negative, type of thing.
Yeah.
But it's just, it's too much. It makes turns take too long, and it adds to the whole thing where you have to have a discussion every time you're going to roll dice.
So I know Cam, and so like Jason Vey, and I've known these guys for years from the old days on the forums. We're not buddies or anything, but we know each other enough to say hi. I think I'm still friends with Jason on Facebook. I am with Cam, and I can't ever be honest with Cam about this. I'm just like, no, I just can't, because he's very proud of what he's doing, and Margaret Weiss put a lot of trust in him, and he was running
Sure.
the division. And it's like, great, man, I'm glad that all worked out for you. Congratulations. But I don't like what you did with a game that I loved. I adored that game, and
He was
game
behind
garbage.
the Masters of the Universe game that they were
Oh, yeah?
developing, and then it was supposed to use some version of Cortex. I don't know if it was going to be Cortex Prime or its own kind of thing based on it or whatever. And then,
Yeah.
but then they lost the license, or that got sold to somebody else. It ran out, and it never came to fruition. But I was kind of excited for it, so I wanted to see it
Fair
happen.
enough. It's like when I heard there was going to
Yeah.
be a Buckaroo Banzai game, and I got all excited till I found out Adamant was doing it, and then I was like, I've lost all interest in this game forever now. Thank you. But fortunately, Adamant lost a license, so it's out there floating in the wind somewhere.
Yeah, it's Paul, Cortex and a lot of modern systems are more marketing than good mechanics, especially so if you have legendary designer name on the book. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. Well, that's everything now. That's everything. They, now there's everything has to have like a name attached to it. That's somebody.
Yeah.
I play disc golf every now and again. I'll go out and play, not in the winter, but when it gets warmer, I'll go out a little bit just to exercise, something to do. I go out with the fam and the dog, and and throw the frisbee around, and it's fun. Well, you don't call it a frisbee to the disc golf guys; they don't like that. But
What do they call it?
but they're discs. They're discs.
Oh,
They're not frisbees. Frisbee's the brand name of a different thing. But they the course that's a few blocks from me here, they got like a big sign, and it's like designed by some disc golf champion person, and it's like it's literally just a pole with some chains and baskets that they're seemingly randomly placed. It's not around like a half acre. it's not like anything that's super special or whatever, but that's the thing nowadays, right? To kind of to what Paul was saying, that's the thing is you got to put everybody's name on it now, for everything. Oh, we're gonna have this, and we're gonna bring these people, and we're gonna do this, and they're doing it, I think, with it's the Greyhawk thing that they're coming out with now, that Watsy's coming out with, like their big thing, the huge, like I haven't heard anything about it except that, hey, there's a Gygax attached to it. Like that's the thing. And it's like, well,
hi Janet.
It's like, okay, great, but like one, that's not the Gygax, and like who cares? It's going to be for 6th edition, 5.5, 6th edition, or like whatever it is. I don't know. There's plenty of other cool Greyhawk stuff out there. Like anybody who's fond of that and likes that, like, is probably not going to like whatever they did.
I just bought something off of the Dungeon Masters Guild, which was the fan made Gray Introduction to Greyhawk or whatever. It hasn't arrived yet. I'm waiting for it. But let me just see. I'm actually gonna check the shipping. Let me see what it's called.
Was it Joe Block's?
No, that was
Greyhawk
too
campaign.
expensive. Joe's a great guy. Another guy I'm friends with. We did a panel, but no, it's the World of Greyhawk Gazetteer Revised.
Okay.
Oh,
and,
that's
it looks interesting.
That's Troy's project.
Paul,
is it?
Troy Altman.
Yeah, Troy.
David Shepard, Matthew Fenn, Paul Luby, Stuart Kerrigan, Samuel Dillon, and Mike Bridges.
Yeah, Troy was the lead on that, and then like Sam Dillon, he's the guy that I talk about. Roger, that friend of mine that sends me all this stuff. He's sending me a whole bunch of Call of Cthulhu books. He's like us. He likes to collect lots of stuff, but he doesn't hold on to it. He's always making room. He loves Noble Knight. He sends them boxes and boxes of books. And at one point last year, he told me he had almost 2,000 in credit with them. And he likes to just, I go, Sam, you'd get more money if you sold the stuff. Way more money. Yeah. But, he doesn't want to deal with, first of all, if you sell the stuff and, you're using PayPal and whatnot, you get to a certain point and you got to start claiming it. He just doesn't want to deal with it. So he sends it to Noble Knight. But like he sent me the Night Below box set. Mint condition. Cool. Just send it to me. Like, here, because we were talking about it one day, and next thing you know, it shows up at my door. I'm like, really? That's like a $250 box set. Yeah, I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to send it to Noble Knight anyways eventually. Okay. But yeah, that's Troy's project. There's a bunch of other stuff coming out too from them.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I ordered it. It hasn't arrived yet, but I ordered it.
Yeah,
Dance, every once in a while you find a deal on Noble Knight for less popular systems, but by and large it's way overpriced. Yeah, that's totally true. Yeah, Janet says, come on, hit that like button. Yeah, so guys, share, subscribe.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, share, subscribe. If you like what we're doing here and like to watch us rant about stuff, subscribe, to my channel, to Bear's channel, obviously. You know, if you want, you know, if you want a copy of all of this content, subscribe to Mike's channel. No, he's got. You're gonna do some videos. You're planning some videos on the channel. You're gonna do some
We'll
3D
see.
printed stuff
We'll
or no?
see.
No,
We'll
maybe.
see. I don't know. We'll see.
All right.
Listen, I gotta deal with all these freaking house issues I got going on and everything else before I
Yeah.
got the time to sit down and, you know, let's get this flooding
Yeah,
straightened out.
Yeah,
and
right.
Get these arcade machines sold off and out of here and make some room, and then maybe I'll start doing.
There you
some
go.
other stuff.
Yeah, and then and Stan, he's got his Stan. I keep forgetting that it's Decado 16.
It's Troll Den Painting now.
Oh, it's Troll Den
Seems
Painting
to-
now. I'm sorry, my
Yeah.
fault. Troll Den Painting. He does amazing work painting. Way better than I can do. Just fantastic job. He's painting some stuff up for the convention, painting some miniatures and stuff that were donated by Dave and George at Emperor's Choice, and along with some terrain that Mike donated that he painted up, and got a couple gorgeous setups, graveyard with some skeletons and stuff, and a dragon's lair with a dragon and everything. It's gonna be awesome.
Nice.
So
Very nice.
cool stuff. Yeah, we're gonna put that stuff in the auction at the con. I'm gonna write up a little module or a little like encounter for each one for people to use, and that'll be cool. So fun times. Can't wait. But yeah, I don't have everybody's thing ready to go here, but I will put Bear's YouTube link there, and then I can find.
Stay away. I'm
mine.
toxic. Don't come close. You'll
Well,
develop tumors.
Everybody's a little toxic, I think, at times.
Everybody's a little important.
It's the way that it is. But we're I'm small time. I'm just under 200 subs.
Yeah, you'll be
Getting
up.
there.
You'll be 1,000 by next year.
Oh boy. Well, thank you for
You will be.
for the
No, you
vote
will
of
be.
confidence.
You're doing a very good job. That's why I was happy to come on and hang out with you, because I was like, this is. So when I started, so my old channel had 2,500 subs before I nuked it, because I just got so tired of all the drama and bullshit. But the reason
Yeah.
I got over my first 1,000 was because Mr. Welch and Black Pants Legion or whatever, the techs from that channel, both would come on my streams and talk. So their audiences came over and they gave me a huge boost. And I always remembered that, because that would really help me out at the start. So I'm always the same way. I'm like, if I can, so I was like, can I stream this to my channel? Get some of my people over here. It's like,
Yeah.
we are in a community and we need to work together, and we need to really, really, really put aside the OSR, new SR bullshit arguments that everyone are having. We have to stop crapping on the 5e people, because they are part of our hobby and they are some of the future of our hobby. We have to
Right.
stop telling people who play 4e they're wrong. We have to stop edition warring.
Oh, but they
And we
are,
have to-
Bear.
No, they're not.
We have to
No,
stop
I know
telling,
you're right. No,
we have
you're
to
right.
stop telling
People's
people to
first-
play 2E. They're wrong.
Some people's for some people 4e was their first D&D, and that means something.
No, absolutely.
And if we cannot become a more inviting and embracing community, we are going to just be a little bunch of fiefdoms arguing, fighting over make-believe bullshit games. And it's sad. And I don't like
Yeah.
seeing it, and I don't want it to happen. I want us all to be able to just connect with each other and have a great time. I've made some truly dear friends because of this, like Yield Geek, John from England. Like, we go to ClareCon every year and see each other, and now one of his guys, Iman, comes over, great guy too. And it's this whole idea that if we all just connect and work together and talk together and share
Sure.
each other's stuff, we grow as a community. We grow as a group.
Absolutely.
And then we're not subject to algorithms. We're not subject to, oh, this topic's no longer important to YouTube anymore. We just share our fluidity. The problem is, we have a lot of people who want to either bring their politics or their religion into these conversations,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
that is off-putting for a lot of people. Or they want to bring their social stuff into
Mhm.
these conversations, which is off-putting for a lot of people. Or they want to play edition wars. So that's why I
Sure.
happily always make sure I say, yeah, D&D, baby's first role-playing game. It's wonderful. You don't have to think. It just tells you what you do. It tells you what to roll. Even the dragons are color-coded for your convenience. Isn't that nice? And I do that not because I think D&D is bad. I've played tons of D&D. I mean, I love D&D on some times. It's like McDonald's. Every so often I'm like,
Sure.
I really want to play some D&D. Like it doesn't last long. Just like McDonald's, after I eat it, I kind of go, oh, why the hell did I eat that? But it's a craving, and I get it. But the thing is that because we play things like Traveler or Star Trek or D6 or Chill or whatever it is we're playing, we can expose more people to these things. We can expose more people to these other games they've never even thought of and get them to start broadening their minds and seeing what else is out there. And that's a cool
Yeah.
thing. And that's a community. And therefore we can support each other. There you go. Here endeth the speech.
No,
Join
it's
my
perfect,
cult.
Bear. I 100% agree with you, and I will say things sometimes, especially to Mike, about 2E or whatever. No, but I am a, and I'll say it. I mean, some of that's in jest, and we joke
Some
around
of it?
and poke each other.
Some of it.
All right,
Sorry,
all of it.
Are
all of
you
it,
the 2E guy, Roger, or is Mike the 2E guy?
I'm
No,
the 2E
Mike's
guy.
the 2E guy.
And you don't like 2E?
No, I don't hate 2E. Like I don't
Roger?
think it's a bad system.
Can
I
can I explain what your problem with 2E is?
I mean, you can explain it.
It doesn't have Gary's name on it, therefore
No,
it's
that's
no good.
that's not.
That's
the
exactly
entire-
what it is, Roger.
That's
It is.
No, that's
We-
that's not all of it. That's not the whole story. Yeah, that's what happens, Bear. No, the long story short, I think with 2E, that's where the between first edition and second edition, actually somewhere right after first edition, right when all the other books came out past the core books, at that point there's a line there that you can see that is basically where D&D became like the old guard or whatever, Gary and Dave, like they were making something that they were passionate about or they wanted to make, and from that, at that point somewhere, I think that's where it becomes more corporatized.
You can't believe for a minute though
and
that
that's
Zeb Cook
and
didn't
then that's
love
where I'm
women.
at. Yeah, and that's probably where that line is that
This
book.
is the single greatest D&D book ever created, in my opinion. I adore this book.
Okay.
I love this book. Second edition,
See, Roger didn't go where you thought it was going to go.
single greatest second edition book ever created. It
Okay.
fixed fighters, and then they
It's-
got greedy, and they published one for every class, and they diluted the
Sure.
pool. But the only guy who needed it was the fighter. He needed this desperately because he was such a boring ass class in second.
I'm
So-
not going to disagree with you. I have all of the books. I do not just throw them out on the table and hey, use what you want, because some of
Yeah.
them are just ridiculous. Everything is, we pretty much run my game core, and then
you, Janet.
every option down the line is discussed. If you pull out the Druid's Complete Handbook and say, hey, I want to use this kit out of there, I'm going to go read it first and decide if it even belongs in my campaign. But not for nothing, like the Bard one. I don't know if you ever looked at the Bard one. I absolutely fell in love with the Bard book because the Bard one wasn't a bunch of kits. It was literally like 12 new Bard classes. Their 4 core abilities were replaced with each separate one. It was a pretty cool book.
Mike, the 2E guy, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Have you ever been exposed to this?
No.
So Myth and Magic has a very, like, you Google it, you'll see the horror story of this kickstarting and the money this guy just ran away with and all that kind of stuff. Now he's a novelist trying to fool people. This was his update of 2E using more modern mechanics.
Mm.
As much as the guy, whose name is not on the book, let me just double check. I'm old, and I got to remember I got to put these on when I look at books because unlike you the young people out there, his name was Tom Ryan, and sadly he screwed everybody over. But regardless of him as a person, he created an amazing game. This is a great update of second edition. I highly recommend you guys pirate it and give him no money.
So part of the problem that I have is
Yeah.
if you look over there, that whole bookshelf there is all 2E. And
Oh wow. Oh, I see the orange
And-
spines. Yeah.
And that one there is, Jesus Christ. That one over there is mostly 2E, and then my 1E stuff. So I don't mind the mechanics of 2E. Like some people.
No,
can't
I'm just
stand
saying it's worth checking out. It's
Yeah,
a
I'll-
really good system.
I will definitely
Yeah.
look into it. It's Myth and Magic.
Myth and
Yeah,
Magic.
Myth and Magic. So
New Haven Games.
So on what Bear was saying, I just want to get back to that for a second. That was we're all in this together type of thing. And you're absolutely right. And I mean we poke back and forth, but obviously
Poking
like
is different.
if anybody out, like if you like a game, like then play it. Great. Play what you want to play. If that's your jam, do it. And that was part of the reason why I started, the convention. Last year was our first year. I know, we talked a little bit about it, I think on your stream, Bear.
Yep.
But that was my thing is come to the convention. And, I wanted the 5e players, right? Mostly. And I mean, everybody else too. Right. But I wanted those people to show up and try different things. See
Sure.
what else is out there and say, hey, maybe this stuff is good. Not that I'm trying to pull people away from 5e, but I hear the complaints that people have with it, but they stick with it, right? Because that's the name that's on the tin, right? It's Dungeons and Dragons, and that's what people want to play. But then you show them other things or even other genres. People don't even know that, the superhero games, exist or Star Wars or space fantasy, whatever you want to call it, right? And so I think it's cool, and they each have their own kind of little thing that's that's basically what people like in that genre.
Yeah.
If you want to do space combat, you go here. If you want to do this, depending on what you want to do, and and I really enjoy that, and it's great, and and these guys can tell you, right, because they've all been to the convention, as well as other conventions. I think it's fantastic to go in and look around and to see people playing, OSR games. You got, Joe Block running his, AD&D clone or whatever, and right next to
Adventures
a
Dark
table
and
of
Deep.
somebody, Adventures Dark and Deep, but next to a table where somebody's running, magical kitties, or something, and
Thirsty
it's
sword lesbians.
or they're sword lesbians. I don't think that was on the list for last year. I don't know if it's on the. I don't think it's on the list for this year either. But who knows?
Probably not.
Why don't you run it? Bring it to the convention.
I might. Maybe I will.
Yeah.
Maybe I will. But it's great, like seeing that and seeing everybody, like being able to talk to each other and just hang out and talk about gaming, and it's cool to see some of the old guys talk to some of the new people coming in, and is like, what do you like about that game? And and sometimes you learn something. I mean, maybe you learn that you just dislike that thing more, but I mean, at least you're, there's a flow of information and you can talk about things, and and no, and I love that. Absolutely. And Vince doesn't think that Jason talks enough.
Well,
but
Janet,
you know.
Janet asked which one's mine. If you're looking for my channel, I don't have one. I just call myself Sir Talks a Lot because when this first started out, it was just Roger, myself, and Decado. And this is a topic that my entire life has been built around my Dungeons and Dragons hobby. I started playing when I was 11. It influenced everything I have ever done, good or ill. So when I get going, I don't stop. And early on, Roger had to, like, after the episode, Roger was like, Jason, you talked for 25 minutes and didn't stop. We need to give everyone else a go. And I was like, oh man, but he knows why. And I was like, oh, I'm really sorry, man. So I started calling myself Sir Talks a Lot. I do not have a channel, but I really appreciate
coming.
that you would
It's coming.
subscribe or even look at it to support us. I really appreciate that. But no, I don't have one. And Edgelord, I always appreciate your support, man, but other people have to talk, especially the guest. That's why I'm just sitting here listening, and every now and then I will interject. So
I talk.
Yeah,
way
we
too
got to
much.
let Bear say things.
Bear says too much. Don't let Bear say things. Tell Bear to shut his fool mouth.
Yeah. Oh, ask Jason about his favorite Free League games. What do you think? What do you top three, Jason? Top three Free League games.
well, Since we're talking about Free League, Bear, it made me very happy when you said that Free League was sending you stuff to review that you were supporting Free League, so they were supporting you. That entire shelf back there is only some of my Free League. I have most of their stuff. Man, even the games that I'm like, I'm not interested in this one, their production value is just incredible. I mean, everything they do is top notch. But okay, God, you guys asked for it.
It just reminded me when I held up that Twilight 2000 when he was asking what your favorite was. I just realized reminded me of how heavy that box set is.
Hell yeah, dude!
I really need to get that open
It's
on my
amazing.
table.
And that fourth edition of Twilight 2000, and I've told the story before, is how I got into Free League. I saw it and I was like, whoa, because I played the original, which I have down here. I played the original in high school, and man, it was incredible. And I was in the Army for a long time, and all my friends and we were all in ROTC in high school, so we all thought it was Army. We thought that was cool. So that was the kind of thing we played, like Palladium Games Recon, another great game for me anyway. So anyway, yeah. So when I picked up that box set, I was like, oh my God. And then you open it up and it's got all the cards and 2 different books and the dice and blah, blah, blah. Just incredible. But okay, so my favorite Free League games. Boy, well, I don't, in no particular order, my top 3 would be Twilight 2000, Dragonbane. Okay, I have to do top 4. and Blade Runner and The One Ring. And I've said this about all those games. The One Ring, even though the DM was kind of an ass, the One Ring,
Yeah.
I felt like I was an actor in one of Tolkien's books. I was a dwarf hanging out with a bunch of hobbits, and the guys playing the hobbits were like all in. So my dwarf was just laughing the whole time. I had such a good time playing that. Dragonbane, I've never not had a good time playing it ever. I like the mechanics. The setting is cool. And Blade Runner's Blade Runner. I'm a huge fan of Philip K. Dick. The movie is incredible. So I was just beside myself playing Blade Runner. Roger and Joe both laugh because I'm sitting there with the stills they give you for the case. You're solving this crime, and I was sitting there with my phone going enhance and zooming in on all the handouts, enhance. And I was really doing that. And I was like, this looks like a video phone in the background. Can I pull video off that? And the guy was like, oh, you found it. And I was like, yes. And so I just thought that was super cool. This is great.
That's what role playing's all about, man.
Yeah.
So if you like Dragonbane, you must like BRP then, right?
I'm sorry, the what?
Basic role playing.
Basic
BRP.
role playing. RuneQuest, Call of Cthulhu, Super World, tons of games. Dragonbane was they took the BRP system. That's why there's ducks in it.
Yeah.
And they reduced it down to a D20.
D20, yeah.
You can't forget this. It's not officially BRP, but it basically is.
I've never played Delta Green. I don't. Maybe one day I'll get a chance to, but I'm not a player. I'm a GM.
They did change. So I haven't
They
run
changed. Yeah, they've changed a few things. I've played both. Played a lot of Call of
I have
Cthulhu,
heard that
less Delta Green.
some of the mechanics are actually a little better in this than Call of Cthulhu. A lot of people have said, but
Call of Cthulhu 7e is pretty damn good, and it's one of
Yeah.
the things that really aggravated me about Chaosium is when they put out their universal BRP rules a couple of years ago, they didn't bother for some reason putting a section in the back going, here's how you can run it 7th edition Call of Cthulhu style, which really annoyed me because I think the Call of Cthulhu 7th edition is the best evolution of BRP so far. Like they actually did something interesting.
Good game.
So I've got the starter set sitting here, and I've been meaning to run it, but I ordered the 50th anniversary slipcase. I just got my email yesterday, saying that it's shipping. So that's finally showing up. So that'll be pretty cool.
If you like Stormbringer, guys, I see you talking about Stormbringer.
Well, FMD, Fallout is not a Free League game. That's Modiphius. That's why I didn't mention it.
If you liked Stormbringer, go find BRP. You can find this usually pretty cheap. Magic World. This was the Stormbringer system with all the serial numbers filed off, and it's probably for the old style Chaosium, the best fantasy game they ever put out. It's really good. And sadly, it died because they were going to focus on RuneQuest once they got the rights back. So they killed this, which is a sad thing. But it's a great little game.
This is all I have for Dragonbane. This was from last year's free RPG day.
It's a starter, yeah, or the the quick start.
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
It's
But,
the,
but I
Roger,
figured
don't we
we
played
could
and
try
Joe
it.
kept trying to tank it?
What is that? The Magistrate's Gambit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a different kind of module. A lot of the Dragonbane modules are a little kind of
Different.
goofy, a little bit. Yeah, they're different. The Magistrate's Gambit is very, I think, like you don't really need combat for you can get through the
Yes.
whole thing without any combat.
That's why I thought it was so much fun.
Yeah,
I never.
there's
I
puzzles and
was
stuff to
playing
figure
my
out, yeah.
Woven Fighter. I never had to draw my weapon, and like they tell you don't start a fight, go and be civilized. And of course, Joe couldn't do that, but whatever. But everybody else at the table, we were like blend in with the party, go figure out the puzzles. The puzzles were so much fun. Janet, I would love to be on your show.
Yeah.
I'm a nobody, but if you want me to come talk about Dungeons and Dragons,
Yeah.
I'm all in. Tell me when and where, and I'll be
Yeah,
there.
Janet, we'd love to come on. Let us know. We'll talk.
Janet's fun to talk to. Her channel. Listen, some of her fans are a little right of center, and they can get a little weird, but she's a sweetheart. She's an absolute sweetheart.
That does not bother me. I will talk about Dungeons and Dragons to anyone that will let me talk.
Mhm.
There you go. But anyway, back
This
to
is
that,
a Wendy's. Just what do you want?
but that module, that starter module, the free RPG, I was so happy playing that module because I didn't have to roll my dice, and everybody knows how terrible my dice are. I had to talk to people, I had to be nice, I had to ask questions and use my head, and it all
Yeah.
worked out beautifully.
Yeah,
it
we
was
did
such a good
combat
time.
Yeah.
We played it either. I ran through that. My friend ran us through it. We had no combat as well. I think the closest was I cast a spell that blew some wind to distract some guards, and that was the closest we came to combat.
Awesome.
It's fun. Yeah, I think it's
Dragonbane's
I think it's a
awesome.
good
It's
time.
my
Hang on.
favorite.
Okay, hang on. Hang on.
Janet-
Let me, you
Janet-
talk, but I'm going to show you something.
Janet, what's your X account? Since when I started looking for it, there's about 5 of them that come up.
9 million.
And I'm not on X. I avoid it like the plague.
Well, I use X for my business stuff.
Well, of course, yeah.
I've got about.
Why wouldn't you? Yeah, but I'm just a nobody. Who
I'm
wants
not-
to listen to me rant about stuff? It's just
I'm nothing big on there, but I got about 2,200 followers, and that helps me with the business stuff. So
and Forbidden Lands by Free League is also excellent.
Yeah, everyone loves Forbidden Lands. You're right. Next crawls, that's the game for you. Okay, Dragonbane box set.
Yep.
Anybody got this?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
they all
Yeah.
do,
So
except
then-
for me.
And that is all you need to play Dragon
Play the
Ball.
game.
You need
But
nothing
it comes
else.
with the greatest thing ever, which is this map. This
Yes.
cloth map is so beautiful. It's so amazing. It's like absolute Christmas. It's so cool. But hang on, there's wait, there's more. So then, if you can't get the drop box set, you get the rule book, right? Dragonbane rule book.
There you go, Mike.
I have
you
that as
go.
well.
All right, and then you can also get the Dragonbane Bestiary or Bestiary.
Another great book.
in
Yep.
English. And hey, you don't like miniatures? Pick up the Dragonbane standees. Get those as well. Those are pretty awesome. And also, if you can find it, the Game Master screen. Why not? You know what I mean? Dragonbane is an amazing game. I absolutely adore it.
There you go, yeah.
Burn in hell.
Oh.
Those covers are nice. I like the full art though. I have to get the full art.
And we're still waiting on the new stuff to come out.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's supposed to ship this month, but I'm
Yeah, it should be out
You
very
guys are
soon.
gonna make me try this shit again.
Dude. Yes.
again.
So here's the problem I have. I want to try this stuff, but half of my group is very, very stuck on D&D.
Yeah.
I've got,
Well,
remember
I
when
mean,
we
Dragonbane's going to be an issue then.
when we decided to try Deadlands, half the group quit. They literally
Really?
quit. Yeah, they went and
Wow.
decided to run their own 2E game because they didn't want to try something else.
Yeah.
that I don't want to crap talk your guys, but that's kind of sad.
It is.
I mean, and like that makes me sad hearing that.
is.
I'm like, why would you do that?
So one of those guys wants to come back to the group now, but he's like, "Oh, I don't want to play with so and so," and I'm like, "Hey, man, you left the group. I'm not kicking somebody else out to bring you into the group. If you can't get along, we're all 50 years old and up. You know, if you can't get along like an adult, then don't play."
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
That's childish.
but
Yeah.
the 4 players that are currently at my table are willing to try anything I put on the table. So maybe, I don't know. I've got a couple months here. Maybe instead of 2E, maybe I'll try Dragonbane or try something else.
Yeah.
Dragon Bane's
Trude
worth
Bank
it,
is
man.
coming. It looks good. I'm still waiting for the notification of the backer kit or whatever. You guys said you got it today or something.
Yeah, I filled
I
mine
got it a
up
while
today.
ago. I got it a while ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
Mine was today.
even see it in their in the notifications. I looked on the Kickstarter notifications. It doesn't even say they sent one out, or I'm not even seeing it. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I don't have a second window up, so I'm not typing in the chat. But
No,
I
no.
agree. Dan and Dakota, Newford Midland stuff, awesome. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Even if
The
it's
Midland stuff
reprints,
is
because
cool,
all I
yeah.
have is the box set, which Staccato talked me into getting. And then when I got it, I was like, oh my God, why didn't I have this before? The Free League is so
Yeah.
great. Man. I just love their
It's good
stuff.
stuff. Yeah.
And they are the best friends of YouTubers. They are so like, you got 100 subscribers, great. Sign up for their review program. If they don't want to send you physical stuff, they'll at least send you PDFs. Hell, when I was with them originally, they sent me everything for Roll20 at the time. Every bloody game they had a companion and adventures for on Roll20, they sent me all of them. It's like, Jesus
Wow.
Christ, man.
And they have a
Like,
really
they-
good ambassador program. You know, if you run their games
Yep.
at cons, they're really supportive of that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
Is that from
That's
the box set, Dakota, or is that something
No,
else?
these are all books.
Oh, no kidding. Okay.
Yeah,
'cause all I have is
the
that box
extra
set, which
areas.
is amazing.
Yeah.
What's
that
So
for?
these 3 are all new lands that are attached to the
Oh,
original.
wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
All new lands, and then this is just a book of beasts that they have for it.
Cool.
So if I was going to buy the core set, is there any point in buying the quick start guide?
For
what?
Dragonbane.
No,
Just buy the box set.
buy
No,
the box
not really.
set.
Just buy the
Yeah,
box
buy
set.
the box set.
I mean, I
the
assume
book-
I assume the quick start has another adventure in it, though.
Yeah, it does.
Does it?
Yeah. It's yeah, I forget which one it is, but yeah. Yes,
There's
I'm sure.
I know the hardcover rule book has an adventure in it. It's very small.
No, the quick start does. I don't remember what adventure it is, but it does. It is in there. I don't have one in front of me, but I mean I think I gave them away, but yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Well-
that box set for Dragonbane. In fact, I think I was in Ohio. We were visiting my wife's family. That doesn't matter. Anyway, see Janet, I will talk a lot. I found a game shop because I was bored as hell. It's just my wife, stepmom, and stepdaughter, or whatever. Anyway, so I went to this game shop and he had just a little bit of Free League stuff in the back, and I went and checked it out. And I saw the Dragonbane box set, or I don't know, starter kit, whatever you want to call it. But I was like, oh yeah, I'm kind of interested in this, but I don't want to start getting more stuff. And he's like, oh no, that's all you need, and that's all there is. And I was like,
Yeah.
seriously? And he said, yeah, man, check it out. So he took a knife and opened it up for me, and I bought it right there, man. That you can, if you get that box set, you don't need anything else for Dragonbane. You're set for life. The rest of the stuff is great to have, but you don't need it.
The quick starts, Matt, are they do have them for free RPG day.
Mhm.
And then you can get them that way, but I believe they also sell them, and I think they're like $10 or something like that afterwards, so that you can buy them if you want. And yeah, they all come with a different adventure. I don't remember what adventure, the one that I just gave like 5 of them away to a bunch of kids when I did that class. So but I don't know.
Terrible price if you sold loud.
Jess, if you want me to deepen my voice, I'll just deepen my voice for you. It's not a problem.
Yeah, seriously, Jess. Just ask Jess, and I can give you the
I'll get you next time. Catch it.
happy
Well,
to do so.
Well, Dan, how far are you away from Central New York?
You got yourself a deal, sir.
You know, are you coming to CNY? It's right here, June
All right,
12th, 13th, 14th.
So this is where this is where
Hey,
I
I'm
struggle.
advertising here. What are you doing?
I'm sorry.
No, go
Hey,
ahead, go
come
ahead.
on
What's
now.
up?
Come on. He's advertising over here.
I'm trying
Come
to
on.
get Dan to come over here. What are you doing?
Come on, Dan. Get over here, Dan.
The sinking tower was great. I haven't seen Matt. I don't know if
Oh.
Mothership Matt is in the audience tonight, but he ran
He
the
is.
sinking tower for Roger and I. Yeah, oh, he's the one that said it. Okay, I
He
didn't
just
even
said
see
it.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt ran that for Roger and I, and boy, I had a blast with that one. And when we open the cupboard and find the goblin or whatever with Kobold sleeping in the cupboard with a bottle of wine, like I wanted to fall out of my chair laughing because I was like, now I understand this game. It's great. It was
I mean,
great.
that's the thing
Man.
with Dragonbane is you kind of got to embrace that stuff because I mean it's part of the game, right? It's like mirth and mayhem is in the title of the game.
That
right?
is
So-
why I wasn't interested in it. I saw Mirth and Mayhem, and I was like, I'm not looking to, for clown Dungeons and Dragons. I was completely wrong. Again, it's one of those times when I have my head completely up my butt. It can be absolutely serious, but there are things
Oh,
in
yeah.
it that lighten the mood, and it's things like that I fell in love with it. It's such a good system.
Dan,
So-
I hear you, Dan. If you're going to North Texas, it's a week later. It's on the other side of the country. I totally get it. Your wife would kill you, but if you had an emergency weekend work trip,
It's all how you
no,
phrase it.
listen.
And
if-
I'm going to
if
try to
you
go
could-
to North Texas next year. So
if you can come up, that'd be fantastic. I know Death Angel is trying to get you to go. Yeah, and Paul's been talking about Amtrak. Just don't talk to Jason about the Amtrak rides, and you'll be fine. Just it'll be great.
if you have multiple people, what you need to do is rent an RV and then drive across the country in the RV.
Yeah,
I got offered a ride by somebody that was going to GaryCon, and they were renting an RV, and there were like 6 people going. And I was like, I'm just going to fly. But that would have been pretty cool, playing Dungeons and Dragons in the back of the RV while someone's taking turns driving. Worst ways to spend the time.
So this is what I wanted to ask. I hate
Yeah, go
doing
ahead,
this
Mike.
because I like to support the company, right? But if I go to Free League and I buy that box set with shipping, it's $79
It's worth every penny.
and it's half
Yeah, but-
price on Amazon.
yeah,
Then buy it off Amazon. They still
yeah.
got
just-
money.
You get
Yeah,
it on
I just
Amazon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
they're
just not
Amazon.
paying the international shipping
Well,
rates.
so
Yeah.
my question was, are they?
Are you in their US store?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, I was on their U.S. store.
And the
It's just-
closest
it's just the
airport
sh-
is
it's just the
Syracuse
shipping.
or Albany. Either way is an hour.
Dude, buy it off Amazon. Free League still makes their money because they sold
Absolutely.
it to Amazon.
Yeah.
Well, one of my questions was, do they
Yeah. SYR or ALB.
do they
Do
do
they?
do they do PDFs for third party purchases or only
Not-
like bricks and
I don't know, but I'm sure if you
I-
contact them, they'll give it to you.
Yeah,
And
I don't
if they
think
don't,
they
I'll just send you
explicitly
mine.
say that, but yeah, right. I mean, if you really want to
Send them an email with a picture
But-
of it. Go, "Ka-chuk." Go. I just bought
Yeah.
this off Amazon. Can I get the? How do I get the PDFs? And they'll
As
be
a
like,
matter of
"Here's
fact,
a link."
That's absolutely true. I did that.
Okay.
I bought a bunch of books at PAX. I bought Coriolis at PAX, and I think I bought 4 of the books. And I went on about my business, and then later on I found out they do the free PDF thing. I was like, oh man. So my wife's like, well, just send them an email. I sent them an email, and sure enough, 4 codes came in the next day.
Yeah.
Free
Okay.
League is such
They,
a great
they are
company. They're just amazing.
absolutely 100%
Yeah.
supportive of the industry, the
Yeah.
players,
They're
the
great.
people promoting their stuff. They are amazing. If Modifius had the same attitude that Free League had, I'd be sitting here going, 2D20, it might be for you, but you should play it, give it a try. I'd be very supportive of them as a company. That's how much I love Free League, and that's how much I
Yeah.
love Free League's attitude towards
Yeah.
people.
They're great.
So Janet,
the only
I just want to cover this thing really quick, Mike. Janet wants to play a vampire or Star Trek game. If you're gonna play a Star Trek game, obviously go to Bear because he seems to at least he's pretty good at making everybody think he knows what he's talking about, and I tend to believe him. So, vampire game though, you mentioned that. I had zero interest in Vampire VTM. Like it was all everybody that played around here was like they weren't playing a game. They were just
They were
dressing up and
douchebags.
getting together and talking and all that stuff. But I've seen this Shadow City come out from this is one of Chubby Funster's things. This is fantastic, and I
Can't
definitely
go
wanna
wrong
run
with 'em.
this.
Yep, you can't
I
go
want to
wrong
run
with
this.
Chubby.
I want to try it sometime. So, if you're anywhere near New York, Central New York, you want to come out, I'll definitely run it. But yeah. Anyway, Mike was going to say something. He got mad and left apparently. But that's fine. So, but yeah, no, I think that's a cool vampire game there. But yeah, good times. But I don't know where you guys are. I don't know if you guys are local or if you guys are all in Canada with Bear or
No, most of my
you know.
viewers are Americans. A couple of Puerto Ricans, some Europeans, they had an Australian or two, a couple of Brazilians. Like, I got a nice little wide range of people
Nice.
over on my channel.
We have Andy in Wales. That's for
Okay, all the way from Wales,
Yeah.
all right? No
Yeah.
one makes a braggart.
we're bragging. We don't want to brag, but we got somebody from
I
Wales.
got a guy from Wales.
Welshie, no!
So
Futurama,
there you go,
Bangor.
Janet. You come.
Bangor where?
That's hilarious because
Janet.
we're an hour
Maine?
from Albany, and Stan is an hour from Bangor.
Well, I'm a little bit more than an hour.
How do you say that? How do you say that, Stan? Say it.
Bangor.
Oh, okay. You
Yeah,
actually say it like a normal American.
English. Well,
I don't.
I'm from Maine.
Sorry.
English is my second language.
I have relatives in Maine. My wife has relatives in Maine, which means I have relatives in Maine, and they don't say they don't say the R at the end. They don't say Bangor. They say Bangor.
Bangor.
Yeah,
Go down Bangor. You gotta go down Bangor, get yourself
Yeah.
a good time. Have yourself a nice
For real
chowder.
hot dog.
It's great down there in Bangor. I tell you. So yeah, we love Maine. I grew up in the Maritimes of Canada, which is like right next to Maine,
So
and Maine's beautiful. It's beautiful.
it's
people.
it's 120, Dan. It should be 120 a night with the code, with the code that's on the Facebook page for the hotel, or if you call them and tell them you're there for CNY, then they'll know. But yeah, 120 a night for the hotel. So look at that. We might get Dan to come out. Yeah, I would love to hit up North Texas one of these years. Jason, if you're going to go next year, I don't know. Let me know. Keep me posted. I don't know what the deal is. If you're going to go by yourself or.
What are you talking about?
No.
We
I
go
mean,
to cons together. Unless you go to Paige, and I'm not interested.
no.
in Paige.
I meant if
You
you're
mean
going
like with Stephanie
the
or
wife,
whatever?
if you're going with the wife.
Oh yeah.
or-
Well, I'm sure she would definitely want to go, but she's not going to want to go to the con. She's going to go. She's
Sure,
want to
sure,
go
sure.
look at the desert of Texas or whatever. So yeah,
Sure. Yeah.
I don't get it.
Um,
That's fine.
What is he saying? What? He gave Roger $200 too soon still. What? I don't know. I think that was a joke that I was in on and I forgot about it. So I don't I don't know. Dan,
We have
me a
descended
little
into
bit.
chaos.
Give me a
all
little
it took-
bit. Mike,
Janet,
you had a
got me
question.
talking,
You wanted to say
and
something.
then-
I interrupted you and then you disappeared.
I don't remember. I don't remember.
My apologies.
You just-
The chat was picking up and there was a lot going on and I wanted to catch a couple of those.
Yeah, I don't remember. It wasn't a big deal.
So my fault.
And those
Dan,
are all Bears people. All this activity in the chat. So thank you
Sorry.
for joining
Thank
us
you.
via Bear. That's awesome.
Sorry, not sorry, eh?
No, not sorry at all.
Yeah. No,
You
it's
got
cool.
her there. That's
It's
how
cool.
it
It's
went for
fine.
you there, eh? Worked out
So
perfectly.
Bear, let me run this
Yeah.
by you. Just off the cuff. Just when you think about it, I just want to know what your first thoughts are if you heard of a new YouTube channel that was called Carpentry and Crusades. What do you think? What do you think? Would you watch it? Yes, no. What are your first thoughts?
Highly unlikely I would watch that channel.
Thank you, Bear. Thank you. You see that long pause? I already knew he was going to say no. Good call. And it's not going to happen anyway.
One, I admire carpenters. I think carpentry is an amazing skill. One of my uncles was really good at it. Two, I'm not a big fan of the Crusades. I'm not Christian, so therefore I don't have any skin in that game, alas. Sorry.
I don't know. He just showed up.
I'm just some asshole,
I-
not your echo. We've met
we-
before, I'm sure, like at the police station or something.
We invited him. We invited him on. He's got a lot of cool stuff. He's got some.
Just some
He's
random.
got a. Gosh, yeah, he's got a Star Trek game that he's working. What did you call it? How did you Star Trek adjacent? What do you?
Quest.
It's Star Quest, right?
It's Star Trekish.
Star
Here,
Trekish. There you go.
I'll show
Yeah.
you something really
Yeah.
fast just for fun, so that way you can burn this into your mind and be like, "Oh
Yeah.
my god, what's this all about? Why is he doing?"
I
this?
love
What?
burning things into
this-
my mind.
This makes no damn sense, but here you go. I'm just going to open it up. Give me a second. And this is the test cover to give you an idea of how Star Trek adjacent it is.
Add to scene.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
look at that.
That's cool.
Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, that's
There you go.
definitely Star Trek adjacent.
That's
Yep.
the idea.
Yeah,
So there you go.
that's fantastic.
But it
Yeah.
will not be for sale until it comes out for my patrons first. So if you want to join my Patreon, $5 a month, you're going to get a steal. Even if you just go into the literal thousands of back posts for $5 a month, it'll take you 3 months just to go through all of those. 3-4 months for that. But this game will be released first to my patrons because they are the people who actually support me and keep me alive. Therefore, they deserve the best of my work always. And then if I like what came out of it, I'm going to go ahead and release it POD through Amazon KDP through the Amazon bookstore. I will not use DriveThru RPG. I will not use Lulu because I have fans all over the world and I don't want them to have to pay those shippings because I'm in Canada and I have to pay that kind of shipping and it's brutal
Yeah.
and murder. But if I do it through Amazon, yeah, you don't get a PDF. Send me your bloody, copy of your bill and I'll give you the PDF for free after. But I like that a person in Australia can order from Australia Amazon and pay their $10, whatever, their Amazon Prime free shipping, as opposed to $80 from DriveThru or Lulu. So that's why I do that. But it's going to
Yeah.
my patrons first. They are getting everything first.
How is
They should.
like Amazon versus drive-through for you? Like if you order something on Amazon versus drive-through in Canada, like is Amazon better or?
Well, okay, I ordered a couple of books off DriveThru earlier in the year, and it took a month and a half, 2 months for them to arrive.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Whereas, like, I
Mhm.
buy anything off Amazon, 2 days later, I have it.
it is amazing, like where we've gone in the last few years with print on demand. Where I mean, it used to take real time like to get stuff, and now weeks even, right? Now with like Amazon, it gets print within a couple days and then
Mhm.
it's shipped and it
Yeah.
showed
Right.
up in like within a week.
I still think
fantastic.
Lightning Source is just very slow. You order from
Sure.
That's who DriveThru
Right.
and Lulu use.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is Valorous. This is the Valorous role playing game. It's a thick one. It's like 250 pages
Yeah.
or something like that. You can get this on Amazon in America for $20.
$20 it is. Yep.
$20 full game. Now it's got bumps and warts and blisters because I rushed it out, and we're working on a revision that maybe will come out by Christmas if we're lucky, and we're revising the system a little bit. But $20, and you can literally run years of games with this. And it's do you mind if I read you something real quick? Just real quick.
Story time with Barry. Yeah, go ahead, do it.
All right.
In the
So
meantime,
go
I'm going to
ahead.
post the link to the hotel with the hotel code on it in the chat. That's there for Dan and anybody that wants to come up to CNY. Yeah, go ahead.
So
Barry.
here we go. Valorous is a game of heroic deeds, bold choices, and moral clarity in a world that often needs saving. Here, your characters are more than adventurers. They are champions shaped by struggle, driven by purpose, and called to rise above fear and selfishness. Whether you fight for justice, protect the innocent, or seek redemption, Valorous offers a framework where courage matters and every action can echo through history. This book will guide you through the rules, setting, spirit of play, giving you the tools to forge stories worth remembering. But first, our mission statement, and I'll go real fast because I'll just read the first paragraph. Valorous, at its most basic, is a tabletop role-playing game of heroic deeds, perilous quests, and mythic adventure. It draws on the classic spirit of sword and sorcery, blending cinematic storytelling with intuitive, unified mechanics. Every roll, whether to strike an enemy, sway a noble, or climb a storm-swept cliff, uses the same feat system, ensuring play remains fast, fair, and story-driven. Heroes in Valorous are shaped by their origins, cultures, talents, and boons as much as their strength or skill. The game celebrates courage, sacrifice, and destiny, where each deed, choice, and flaw carries weight, and where legend is not only earned in battle, but in every act of will against the dark.
It's fantastic. I really like that.
this. Sorry, go ahead.
I really like that you put in there that you're like the definition of how the player character should act. You know, like, hey, like you're actually heroes with valor, you know, and whatnot. Like instead of just the kind of generic, oh yeah, just go and kill everything and go do whatever you want or whatever. I like that you kind of define that.
Well, it's so
That
when
makes sense.
Legion of Myth did a review of it, which was really funny. I was in the audience watching them do it, and they kept referring to it as Paladin, the role playing game, and I'm laughing because it's not. It's not Paladin, the
Yeah.
role playing game, but it's just the way that's how a lot of D&D players will see it. Is like, oh, you just
Yeah.
gotta be a goody two shoes. And it's like, well, yeah, but they like the game, but it's like, yeah, the whole idea of this game is not to play assholes. And I put a complete setting in it, which I'm expanding on the Patreon, called the Kingdom of Keldara, and the Kingdom of Keldara is there to be a launch point for your campaign. I give you all the basics you need on it. And again, if you're on the Patreon, you're going to get even more. And I'm just trying to get to the page to show you the map, but I seem to have passed it because I'm an idiot. But the whole point of this game, here we go. I also had to pay for the map, so I got the map.
Here, I'll make it big so you can. Yeah.
So there's this, it's just a kingdom. It's not an entire continent or anything like that. It's one single kingdom that is in stress and trouble, and it needs heroes to help it through. And that's what the game's all about. And for me, there is nothing more boring in a role-playing game than a dungeon delve. Oh, my dear Lord, do dungeon delves bore me to bloody tears. When people say, I'll take my ball bearings and roll them down the hall. I'm going to take my water and I'm going to tap with my... I'm going to go kill myself over in that alcove, and let me know when you guys are playing something fun and exciting. I'll come back for that game. Bye. That's my action. Bye. Because it's so boring. So I wanted to give people something where they could play characters who are heroes and have an effect on the world around them. And yes, there's some dungeon delving. Of course, there's lots of rooms you can explore and fun stuff like that. But I subscribe to the 5-room dungeon mentality. I think the 5-room dungeon is perfect. You're in, you do the stuff, you get the fuck out. Sorry, you get the frick out, and then go. Yeah, I know, but I don't want to be rude to your family values. And then you go and maybe, stop that evil baron. Or maybe go like one of the games I was running that sadly fell apart. Or maybe you have to go to the swamp because there's a monster from the swamp that keeps attacking this one city. And then you find out, oh my God, that's the bastard son of the Baron with the swamp hag. What? And it's more exciting and it's more fun. And once you master the 5-room dungeon technique, you realize it doesn't have to be a dungeon. It can be in the wilderness. It could be in a city. It's just a series of challenges. But if the players are just going to be selfish and all they're out for is gold, well, I always ask this question to people in D&D. Where are you storing those 5,000 gold coins? Where are you putting them?
Right.
Because you're sure shit not carrying them around with you. So where are you putting them? Well, I'll put them in the bank. What bank? There are no banks. Yeah. There might be a moneylender who'll have it, but how often are you going to move on from this place and never come back? You know what I mean? Oh, I'm going to bury it under a tree. Well, you better hope no one finds it. You know what I mean? Or a rust monster doesn't come along and eat it. You know what I mean? Like, it's so absurd, the murder hobo dungeon delving thing. It's not role playing, it's role playing. And I'm okay with that. If that's what you want to do, fill your boots, have a great time. But I like ROLE playing. I like characters that have matter and impact on the world, and I like a world that reacts to those characters. That's important to me. So Valorous was my attempt to say, you know what, you can play heroic fantasy and have a good time and not just be, I kill that guy, how much do I get for the farmer? You know what I mean? It's just exhausting.
That was part of one of my sticking points when it came to Shadow Dark, and just pretty much any of the BX clones out there. But if you look at Shadow Dark, I know Kelsey with the Cursed Scroll zines has been expanding into more hex crawl stuff. But if you look at just about any published adventure for Shadow Dark, it's a dungeon crawl. Every one of them is just a dungeon crawl. Straight up. Yeah. And some of them are quite big. And there's a time and place for them, but man, if my game is just going to be a dungeon crawl every week, it's boring.
Sure.
So
Sure.
So I agree. There's a lot more to role playing games than just
Yeah,
calling
I
dungeons.
definitely try and mix it up with different things. I mean, there's definitely dungeons that are out there, and
You know,
but I try and put other things going on, and if
Well-
there is like a dungeon or whatever, I try and make it meaningful. Like they just went to a lighthouse last week
So-
and they cleared it out, and so now they took it over. So it's like now that's their spot. Yeah, go ahead, Baron.
So the 40 years crowd, right? Well, I reached my 40 years now. The 40 years crowd love to tell you that, well, this is the old way of playing. This is the old school stuff. Well, I was there. I started in 85. Okay, so maybe I missed the first batch, but I was there in 85 when D&D was something we were all playing and it was a thing. And I can't think of more than 3 adventures we did in dungeons.
right.
Everything else was something else.
Sure.
It was
I started
wilderness.
in
ahead.
86, 13 years old. And back then, summer rolls around, and if we were working, it was like a part-time job. So we had lots of free time. And I can remember when we were like 13, 14 years old, we played D&D in the summertime. We would play 4 or 5 days a week, and we would play like 8 hours in a day.
Oh, yeah.
We'd go down to my buddy's house. Well, sometimes it's more than that, because I remember we'd show up at noon, and we wouldn't leave there till 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
And you're right. I don't remember very many dungeons. There was very little planned. It was all what you would call today as emergent play, but it was basically just everything was on the fly. I'd DM it, and they went to towns and they went through the wilderness, and there was all kinds of stuff they found, and we had a blast. And when I look back at it, maybe I look at it through rose-tinted glasses or whatnot, but I think we had more fun playing back then than we do today, because I think today people sit to the table and take it too seriously.
Oh, dude! Friday afternoon at the end of school, we'd all head over to my buddy Sebastian's house. His grandmother and mother would make food for us, and we'd camp out in the basement and we'd play whatever game we were playing, be it BattleTech or D&D or Star Trek or Stormbringer or whatever it was we were playing. And we would leave Sunday night to go back to our homes so we could get up for school on Monday morning.
Yeah.
That's just the way it was.
Yeah.
We'd go out in the woods. We'd role play in the woods because it just got us out of the house. All that kind of stuff.
So I think I think a lot of that, the reason today that some people get upset about things like sticking to the game or like doing stuff is because that back in the day when we used to play, like same thing, like we'd get up Saturday morning or whatever, and we'd start playing, and it would be we'd break for dinner, and then 2 in the morning we're going to Denny's for eggs and coffee, and then we're coming back and we're gaming more. I mean,
Yep.
Yeah.
you just keep going all weekend long, so your sessions end up being whatever, 14 15 hours, whatever they are, and you end up probably only actually playing for half of that or whatever, right? Because
Yeah.
you're eating, you're talking, there's other stuff coming up.
Yeah.
But now, like later in life, now it's like I'm married, I got a kid, I got a job. There's all these things that take up my time. So it's
Yeah.
like, hey, my time for gaming is, Sunday nights. Like this is when we play, from 4 to 8. It's a 4-hour session that we got. So it's like we can't hang out and eat and shoot the shit for, 8 hours, of that and still get 12 hours of good gaming in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we got 4 hours, and like we start talking, and an hour goes by. Like now we only got 3 hours left, to game this week. So I think like that's some of it, and and so I
Getting
think
old
nowadays
sucks,
it's more
man.
important. Yeah, when you get older, it's more important to like buckle down and have a good gaming session.
Stan,
We're Gen X, brother. We were warned by the greatest prophets of Gen X. They said, "What a drag it is getting old."
Stan,
I'm just going to go grab a fresh cup of coffee. I'll be right back, guys.
what do you think about that, Stan?
What do you mean? What do I like?
I don't know. I think once you retire, you got a lot more time to game if you really want to, don't you?
Oh yeah, I game more now than I did
Sure.
when I was a kid. But I'm it's definitely a different circumstance. But
The problem I have is none of my players have the time that I have right now. I have
yeah, well, that is a thing because I'm in my group. I'm the only guy that's retired. So
See,
like, even my buddy who was like semi-retired, they went and bought an event center, so he's now working full-time plus.
Yeah.
So he's out of the picture for a while, and yeah, I mean, I'm lucky that I have been able to cultivate like different groups. Like I'm in basically, I mean, there's some crossover with each group, but there's 4 different groups. Like I was just talking about this actually with somebody, my buddy Carl, today. I was talking about, I'm like, I'm in 4 different groups. Not one of them plays D&D, at least not official D&D. I mean, we're playing Dragonbane, we're playing Cast Crusades, we're playing second edition D&D. So we do, we're not playing current D&D.
Right.
I mean, and I play Delta Green. We play a bunch of different things, and it's freaking awesome.
Yeah, Roger keeps trying to get me get into his game, and I would gladly go play in his game if he didn't play at the same time that I run my game.
That makes it
Actually,
inconvenient.
there were times where your game wasn't running and you still didn't come out.
Dude, it was a fucking snowstorm. Oh, sorry about the language. It was a snowstorm. Your players didn't show up. What are you talking about?
No, I get it, Mike. And I'm going to start trying to run some other games, some of the Free League stuff and some of the smaller stuff that I want to run, like 2-3 session campaigns. And I think I'm going to try and run those on Saturdays. I don't know if that makes it any better for you.
I don't know. That's the tough part. That's where I gotta, like my wife is used to our Sunday game. We do not plan anything on Sunday. If I tell her like, hey, let's go do this on Sunday. Oh, don't you have your game? Oh no, we're not playing this week. And it catches her off guard because we just don't plan things on Sunday because of that. And
I hear you.
Even family stuff like Easter, we go to family for dinner. That's at 1:00 in the afternoon. I'm back home by 4:00, ready to run my game.
Yeah. I ran Easter Sunday. I ran
my
game because
I
asked the group and was like, "Hey, does anybody care?" And the whole group was like one person was like, "Yeah, I really can't." Everybody else was, yeah, I'm in. So
what started with us was only one person couldn't make it, so we were going to play, and then the previous Sunday as we ended, and I'm like, okay, so we're playing next week. Oh, I can't make it. Oh, I got to have dinner. So we didn't play because they didn't show up.
Yeah.
For me, it's kind of it's almost kind of like a blend of all 3 of you. I live an hour away from Roger, so I drive an hour to go. And so when I get there, in fact, I'm almost always the first one there. I usually come early because Roger and I hang out. But, Roger is the only one that I'm friends with in the group. And that's not because I don't want to be friends with anybody or anything like that. I live an hour away. And, my best friend is my wife. I hang out with her all the time. We do stuff all the time. Sunday evening is my time. That's when I go play Dungeons and Dragons. I don't want to hang out and chat about somebody else's life or what they're doing or the girl problems they're having. I left that shit behind me 30 years ago. And so when I sit down to play at 4:00, my dice are in my hand and I'm ready to play. And I'm, like Mike said, some people take it too seriously. I am easily one of those people that takes it too seriously. But I'm just fully invested in it. And I have that 4-hour window that's mine because I have to drive an hour back home. Then I got to go to bed because I have to go back to work. Because even though I'm retired, I decided I was going to get a job because I'm freaking stupid. So I don't have 7 days a week to play or do whatever. I have those 4 hours. So when people sit down, they start talking about, well, I'm looking at buying a new car. Stop. You save that for later or come early and get it out of your system. Because right now, Leopold the Archer is ready to go out and explore.
Leopold.
Yes. Actually, he's the scout. Leopold's the scout. So that's but that's me with it. If I had more time, like if Roger and I have lived next door to each other, if he didn't live in a town that I don't even like going to, but that's neither here nor there. We're Mike, myself, and Stan, and Roger, we're in a group chat, and Roger made the comment that Ducato needs to find 5 to 10 acres of land next to him so that we can all move to Maine and we're just going to play Dungeons and Dragons. Roger and I are going to retire fully and
Yeah.
we're just going to play Dungeons and Dragons all the time.
I don't know
would
you guys,
be
but I'm
happy
in.
to do that.
I'm
There
in.
you go.
The only
We're going to
problem I
get
have
a
with
50-acre
Love
commune.
me some
and
New
play Dungeons
England.
and Dragons.
Don't mind New England at all. Let's go down there, play some D&D, and summon some ancient elders. Love this idea.
the only problem I have with this plan is Maine is one of the worst places to retire to. The taxes
Really?
are just it's not cheap. The
No,
condo
I,
isn't cheap.
I don't know.
Come
The
to
only thing-
Canada.
The thing that Maine, I don't disagree fully, but I will say, in some regards, Maine is pretty decent. At least it was like me was state retirement because where my state retirement fell, the majority of it I don't even get taxed on state. I pay taxes all year, but at the end of the year I get almost all of it back.
So
they have a pretty big credit for retiree tax.
New York doesn't tax my pension.
Yeah, they don't tax.
That's
my-
awesome.
Yeah,
So,
they
just real
don't touch my
fast.
federal pension.
That link I had Roger put up, if you
Yep.
guys are interested in business, that's my novel. Someone said they
Oh.
love Buffy, so it's an urban
Yeah.
fantasy story.
Real.
$10 on Amazon. Come on, it's a book. If you need me to hang on, let me.
Well, he's digging. My whole point to that was if I live closer, Roger, and we could play Dungeons and Dragons on a more regular basis, I probably wouldn't care if I sat down and then Andrew started talking about what's going on. in
Oh,
his life
sure.
or whatever. Because I've got more time, but
There
I
it
don't
is,
have
yeah.
time. So
I just bought a
sit down and
copy,
start
Bear.
playing.
Oh, thank you very much.
Very nice.
It's an urban fantasy. There's going to be a sequel at some point. I'm just figuring out the story in my head right now, but I can only give you the review that my 80-plus-year-old aunt gave me after she read it. She said, and I quote, "It's a fucking good story." To which I said, "Enid, can I put that on the cover? Can I just write, that's a fucking good story, my 80-year-old aunt?" She's like, "No, you can't do that." I'm like, "Oh,
Well, you can.
no, God,
Cool.
no, never anger the elders, never anger the elders."
Cool. And it
They know
looks
where the
like the
bodies are
main
buried.
character, it looks like she has a cat.
Yeah, it's part of the story. You'll see.
Excellent.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna have to buy this. So this is just this is Amazon print on demand.
Yes, sir. And I'm
It's
telling you,
available.
The quality is nice. It's a good thick
Sure.
book. Might be some editing mistakes in it because I have dyslexia, but I think I got them all. But you never
No,
know.
I only ask because we my wife works for a small local bookstore. She's an independent
Oh
bookstore,
no.
and I didn't know if I would order it
No,
through
no,
her.
no.
If that's,
I have a penis, therefore I cannot get a publisher. That's how it works now in this world. If I was a
oh,
lady,
is that okay?
I'd have a better chance. But I'm not a lady, so
Well,
that's life.
If you
I
could
love
use a
urban
pen
fantasy.
name,
Well,
I could, but I chose not to.
yeah.
I could tell you that Roger's probably not worried about the editing errors. He played CNC long enough.
No, I was there. I was there in the old days too. Yes.
Yeah, all those errors from the old days are
Still
they're
there.
Still there.
There's more
Still
now.
there. There's new
After
ones.
Reforge, there's twice as many.
There's new ones. I also just bought Covenant. So
Hey, it's funny. Speaking of that, I just saw that somebody just sold on like RPG auctions the Kickstarter set of the Reforged stuff that they bought, and it was all the core books, and they took the Reforged badge off of it, as if they just wanted to make it more confusing for people now. Because remember when it first
Yeah,
came out, they
yeah.
said Reforged edition.
yeah, the badge. Yeah,
Yeah, no more, no
I
more.
heard
So
that they
now,
were doing that. Yeah, I
now
don't
it looks-
understand that either.
Yeah,
Now
somebody
it-
told us they were doing that.
now it looks just like the old stuff. So
Yeah,
even more confusing for people.
yeah, yeah. Wow.
I've
This
got my
is-
Fourth Crusade books. I don't need any more. I'm good.
Yeah, I've got too many of them. I've still got like 9 players handbooks.
Oh wow.
Well, when I got into it, so everybody in my group is either law enforcement or military. So I reached out to them and they gave me the discount. So I went and bought books for my entire group. And then my daughter got into it and was running it for her teenage friends. So I bought books for all of them. And when everybody seemed to stop playing, a good portion of the books came back to me. You know, when we stopped playing
Yeah.
it, some of the guys were like, "Here, you can have your book back," because I didn't charge anybody for them, and I didn't expect them back, but they gave them back. So, I mean, George Hardy, you know George,
Yep.
you know he's still loving Castles and Crusades, and he bought some terrain from me, and he had mentioned he didn't have a 9th printing, and I'm like, okay, here you go. Here's a 9th printing with your when I shipped his order.
Yeah, no, George is a good guy, and I don't, you know,
George would
I
be-
don't like hate Castles and
Oh,
Crusades.
I don't either. I don't
You know,
either.
No, and we had an episode on it, and we talked about it,
Yeah.
and you know, it was getting stale for us. We needed something different, and we switched, and we ended up going with Shadow Dark right now. That's where we're at. We're running
Well,
that.
that's
We'll
it's
see.
a light year
how that
difference
goes.
between the two
Oh,
games.
it sure is, man.
It is.
Oof.
It is absolutely. Yeah.
I don't know how
And,
the transition felt for Roger, but as the player, especially the player that gets really deep into the character, in fact, I even said it here in the stream. It's I'm going to have to roll 3d6, put them down the line, and treat it like a piece of paper with numbers on it. I can't have this be a living, breathing person to me, and that has been extremely difficult for me. So, yeah,
I hear you.
Earlier on we were talking about systems with more meat on them. I really want a system with more meat on it. But having said that, I am having a very good time playing Shadow Dark, largely because of Chubby Funsters, Greg, his player companion. It's added much more meat to that bone, and I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
I liked running it. I mean, I run CNC. I've been running it for almost 4 years now, and I've modified it. You know, basically stole shit from Hyperborea. But like I ran Shadow Dark for one of my groups, and it was. I mean, as far as like I know Chubby's talked about this, like to having that load, you know, that you got to carry as a GM, like all the rules and all that stuff. Like Shadow Dark was it was fun because I was using a published adventure and setting, and the game's fairly simple, so it's like there wasn't a lot of like that load I was carrying. It was kind of refreshing to run that.
Yeah, even Full Metal Dragons prefers crunchier 5e games than the simplified ones like Shadow Dark. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely pros and cons, right? You know, both ways. My biggest thing is that I want to run a more crunchy system, right? Like I want to run something with more meat on it, but I want it to be able to run smooth. And in order to do that, everybody has to be invested in it. Mm-hmm. They can't just rely on me for the rules. And, you know, I've got players like Jason that will take the book and read through the book and know how his stuff works and be able to do that at the table. But there's other players that they won't do that. And I get it, right? Nobody wants, I mean, some people don't want homework. Mm-hmm. They want to show up to the game table, and as soon as 4 o'clock hits, boom, they're in game time. As soon as 8 o'clock hits, the bell rings, they're done. The book goes into their duffel bag, and it doesn't come out until 4 o'clock next Sunday. Like, I mean, I get it. Some people want those few hours, but I can't run something, you know, that's really in depth, because then I'm, you know, I have to track everything. You know, if we're gonna run something like Axe or First Edition or something,
I'm a big proponent of DMs over players every time, because I say this to players all the time. It's like, you show up once a week, once every 2 weeks, you play your character for a couple hours, and then you F off home. Meanwhile, in between that time, your GM is working on the campaign, preparing stuff, all that. They matter more than you do. Stop acting like the GM's there to be your waitress. They're not.
Yes.
They're not your server for adventure. Now, if you invest a little bit of time, maybe read the handouts they give you. I'm not reading your novel. It's not a novel. It's the background of the world. It might help your character understand it a bit better. You know, take the time. Be a responsible player. Invest a little bit in the campaign. You'll get dividends out of it that you'd never expected. But if you just take this attitude of I show up and I bounce dice and I don't give a fuck and the DM works for me. Sorry, I swore.
You're good.
You get what you get what you deserve, you know, and that'll be me killing your character and uninviting you from the game.
I've had that same discussion with my players many a times. Yeah. I remember even when I was running 5e, we had a player, great guy. He was fun to play with at the table and everything, but he just never seemed to understand his spells. Never knew them. And one day I was like, dude, you need to go home and read this stuff and understand it before next week. Well, I'm busy. Dude, you're a janitor at the high school. That's your whole job. You know, you work a 9
I'm
to
not that
5
busy.
job. You not work a 9 to 5 job and you have weekends off. If you can't find a little bit of time to at least read your spells, then I mean, I put in a ton of work every week.
Yep.
Janet, what is it you would like to see? Were we talking like terrain stuff?
Man, just
I
grab
think
something
she wants
random.
to see your terrain, your stuff that you got. You don't have any pictures to sit on that laptop, right? Janet, he'll pan around and show some stuff, but I think next week, next Tuesday, he's gonna have some stuff. We're gonna make a cool announcement and things like that. So
there's some of the castle stuff. I got all this stuff over
hang on,
here.
Mike. Let me put you full screen here so you can.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh wow.
Man,
So,
yeah.
Got stuff up there. You know, it goes over. Got my Wild West stuff from when I was doing Deadlands. I got my mini cabinets over there.
Was that a Utica boiler?
Where?
It's
What
blue.
are you-
It looks like a Utica
at that.
boiler.
What are you talking about? Oh,
It's a Utica boiler, I think.
yeah.
Pretty sure it's a Utica.
a big-
It's the right color.
Roger's gonna need a minute.
I've got stuff everywhere. I've got stuff up there.
Roger, would you like to be alone with the boiler?
yes, he would.
I'm an
Um,
HVAC guy.
Yeah, I've got I've got a little closet over here that's absolutely filled with stuff.
Yeah, well, I've got Elmore art on my wall too, so there you go.
Oh, I wasn't even pointing out the Elmore art, but yeah, of course you can see it. I got some easily stuff up there.
Mike, do you still have that 187 scale Western stuff?
I do. It's
Yeah.
it's over on the table over there. I'm gonna bring it with me.
Awesome. Cool.
I want to make sure it's. So is that what it is? Is 187 scale?
yeah, that's
That's
HO
pretty
scale.
cool,
Yeah,
Let me see. Printable scenery.
he does both, Janet. He prints his stuff and then paints it himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has a 3D printing business. He prints terrain and stuff. It's a Thunderstruck Workshop. I'll Mike, what's the best way to do that? The Etsy link or
Yeah, I mean, probably the Etsy link. I've got, I have my Etsy store. A lot of stuff that you might have seen on here probably isn't on my Etsy store. It's just time consuming to build the listings, to get the pictures, to even to get my pricing right. I've had to raise my prices lately because everything's gotten more expensive, and of course now with what is it, 8% increase to ground shipping starting the end of this month or something. So I'm going to have to work that into it somehow too, because I offer free shipping over $35, which many of my orders.
That's pretty low.
No,
Sure.
that's Etsy
Yeah.
standard. That's what Etsy wants you
Oh.
to do. And if you do that, it boosts you in their algorithm. But if you don't,
Oh, gotcha.
so I do that. But the problem is shipping can be pretty expensive.
Yeah.
If somebody just buys a $35 order,
yeah.
and they use the 15% return code that I give them off, and they get free shipping, man, a $35 order turns into about $20 in my pocket at best. So I've got to really account for that stuff. I would like to get away from Etsy and get back to Shopify, but Etsy's a marketplace.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
as it grows and gets bigger, I'll probably run two sites together and
Yeah.
just slowly guide people towards the Shopify, give better prices there because I don't have to deal with the fees. And eventually it'll just kind of organically, move people over that way. But
Edgelord
I don't-
wants to know about Easy D6. Bear, have you tried that?
I read it, Edgelord. I didn't care for it. It wasn't for me. I'm not into like
a very simple
super
system.
Yeah, I'm not into super
Yeah.
simple systems. I like medium crunch. That's where I live. Not heavy crunch, not rules light. I'm right in the medium crunch level. That's where I love to live. And for me, Easy D6 look nice, but whenever I look at a game, the first thought I have in my head is, because I don't do one-offs, I'm like, can I campaign this? And
Yeah,
with Easy D6,
right.
it's the same thing with Shadow Dark. I'm just like, no,
That's what
there's
I
no
had.
campaign in this.
Yeah, so
That's
I'm
what I had in
trying the
Shadow
Shadow
Dark,
Dark.
too.
I'm trying the Shadow Dark campaign. We're going to see how long it lasts. I'll keep you posted. So yeah, something like Easy D6, Morkborg. Like you look at some of that stuff. I don't know. You could probably get like a good, maybe 5 or 6 session, thing, a story arc out of them. But yeah, I don't know. I think I think those systems just aren't built. They get old really quick
Yeah.
because there's nothing else to it. It's like you're rolling the same dice every single time, and yeah.
I agree.
So, yeah.
It looked nice though, and I know people that love it, but it's
Yeah.
just not for me.
No, I think definitely for like a one shot or something. I think those games work great for that stuff.
No.
So my buddy Joe, he likes Mouse Ritter. He likes running that, and I think that's fun. We played in a couple of games of his. I think it's a fun time. But I don't think it's a system that you can play campaign play with it. You can maybe get a few sessions, I think, out of it at a time. But yeah. So yeah. So yeah, Mike, your stuff is awesome. All that stuff, the printing and everything, the paint jobs and all that stuff it's just fantastic.
Very
We
impressive.
love it.
So by the way, here I will. Oh, actually, I can't share it yet. I did talk to you earlier about the castle.
You
So
did,
I
yeah,
had-
but you formatted your computer so you don't have any.
No, it's on here. I pulled it on here.
Oh, you
earlier.
got it.
Yeah, I pulled it on here.
I mean, you don't have a
earlier.
link. If you want to share it, you're more than welcome to share it. If you want to,
Yeah,
put it
let
up
me
there.
s-
it's huge.
It is huge. It is
Yeah,
huge.
Maybe you'll get somebody in the chat to get it. Maybe
Well-
you'll sell it right now.
It's one of those things. Let's see.
So you 3D print a
Okay.
castle. What
Okay.
what castle? It is an older printable scenery.
Yeah, it's one of the
Castle.
earlier printable scenery. There we go. I'm sharing it right now.
Yep.
Let me set slideshow. So this is one of the
Oh, wow.
the early printable scenery castle sets, and that thing on this table here is five. I think it's 5.5 feet long by 4 feet wide. And with all the new castle stuff I've been printing, I probably won't ever use this one again. So I was thinking I'm gonna put a post up on the Central New York auction site or Central New York RPG site, and probably Concoction since that's earlier, and just say, hey, if anybody's interested, this entire set, I sliced it up the other day with zero markups, just material cost, and I charge $1 per hour of print time. Just for material cost and print time, this is $1,267 to print. Normally, painted stuff runs about double, but I'm going to offer this up. If somebody's interested in the whole set, it'll be $1,200 even. They can have it. I printed it years ago. I've used it several times. I'm not going to charge for the painting. I'm just going to, pass it on to somebody that would like it. The nice part about it is you couldn't get a fraction of that from, say, like Dwarven Forge. Now, granted, their stuff is beautiful, and I'm not comparing mine to them, but you couldn't get a fraction of a castle for $1,200 from Dwarven Forge. So that's it.
Yeah.
But
That's
I'll
good stuff.
be putting up a post up if somebody's interested in it.
Yeah. Mike, I don't know if you want to.
Yeah, I
Wanna
use
take that?
I use Bamboo Labs printers these days. That was actually printed on my old Ender 3s. I had 4 of them back in the day, but those I do all Bamboo Labs printers now. They just work.
Yeah.
They just work. Roger's got one.
And the reason I bought one is because of you, Mike. I
Why?
ran into you at a convention, and Jason was there, and he remembers that. It's like I go up, and I was talking to you, and now I've got an older 3D printer that and we
I've-
joke about this, but like back in the day when 3D printing, was the hobby, and
Right.
like now
The hobby wasn't printing. The hobby was the printer.
was the printer. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
you
tweaking
spent all
it
your
and messing
time
with everything else.
messing with the printer just
And,
to get it to put out something
But
good.
and then I saw your stuff, and you're telling me like, oh yeah, this is 0.4 millimeter nozzle, 0.2 millimeter layer height, and I'm like, no way,
Well,
and it's coming out that good.
so I
And
did
you're
some
like, yeah, it's amazing.
Something I can add to a conversation about miniatures, which I have no interest in. Once my ships are done being designed for StarQuest, I'm going to talk to a 3D modeler to make STLs out of them.
Nice.
Oh,
people
nice.
can print up the
That's
ships, and we're going to
cool.
have ship combat rules. So that's
Nice.
going to be something
Cool.
Nice.
So
it cost me
Yeah,
a lot of
that
money
sounds
because 3D modelers are not cheap at
Th-
all.
Yeah.
this week I did some experimenting, and traditionally you really only printed miniatures out of resin, and resin is such a pain. I've got a whole grow tent over there with all my resin stuff in it, and I don't do it as part of the business because I hate printing in resin. So I only do it for my own personal minis. So if you come to my booth, I really don't have minis there. It's just terrain. But this week I decided to start experimenting with printing minis and FDM.
Nice.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like I printed that. I printed a bunch of these gelatinous cubes.
Gelatinous cubes, yeah.
This
Yeah,
a lot of
it's
the stuff
definitely
is
doable.
Fat Dragon, the Zorns, and
Mhm.
it's hard to see on a webcam, but the detail is absolutely phenomenal on them.
Jess,
Little
she
dwarves.
says, Jess Laws says, I heard 3D printers are a pain in the ass. It's better to know someone else that has one to buy one. I think if you're talking FDM, if you're going to print terrain, the bamboos are not that bad.
No,
Like they're
I wouldn't even
they're
say that.
really
I
easy
wouldn't
to
even
use.
use bad in the conversation.
You're
They're
right.
simple to use. They are.
Yeah.
They are.
Jess, as the guy that knows someone with a 3D printer, I wholeheartedly agree with you. Roger, can I send you this file if you print it out? Just tell me how much I owe you. And Roger's like, yeah, here you go. And I give him a little bit of money and I walk away happy. And I don't have to worry about any of that crap. Just know somebody.
And
Yeah.
just
I
to
mean-
give you an idea of some of those models, a lot of people think like Fat Dragon game stuff is like low detail and whatnot.
Yeah. Hang
this
on,
guy
Mike.
here,
We'll get you.
Make him big. Embiggen him.
that's
neat.
Fat Dragon Games.
Yep. And
Yeah.
that's a point. Is that a 0.2 millimeter nozzle?
Well, so no, these were actually printed in resin because these are the old
Oh,
ones.
those are
I made.
printed in resin. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah,
That's
I mean, they've got great little details on them.
Yeah. And
So-
I know, Mike, you get on my case, but I print like the way I do it. I'm really cheap with the things. I'll print some of the Fat Dragon game stuff, but I'll use like I print goblins, and I will not paint them. I will just print them in green filament. So my goblins are all solid green, and then I have kobolds that are all solid red, and I have fire giants that are solid orange, and I have frost giants that are blue.
Embarrassing, Roger. Hey, listen, I know a
Look at that
guy.
work.
Disgust
Hey,
on Ducato's face.
I know a guy
Yeah.
right there that could paint them for
Right.
you.
Right. And you know what though? Like for me, like it's better than using like flat tokens or quarters, or dice or whatever. It's cool to be able to have the mini and pull
Oh,
them
hold
out.
that guy
you
up
know.
again.
My mini
Yeah.
painting.
Oh yeah, hang on, Stan. Let me.
Yeah, my mini painting doesn't
Stan is
even
a
hold a
master
candle. Yeah,
mini
Stan,
Wow.
I can't even call that a mini. Yeah, it's the size of his freaking
Yeah.
head, which is saying a lot.
Wow.
I don't know. It's not a small comparison. Yeah, that's a Games Workshop mega Gargant.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
looks fantastic, Stan.
Yeah.
All of your stuff. Whenever I see it, you post pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
It is awesome.
Yeah, Stan and I first met on Discord, and we had not
Yeah.
met in person. And we were like, we didn't know each other on Discord. We were members of the same channel, and he was posting stuff. And every time I was like, "Good Lord!" Everything he posted, I was just completely blown away by. And then I met him at Rogers Con the first time. Roger introduced him to me as Ducato. Well, on Discord,
yeah.
he's Castle Keeper Stan. He's CK Stan. And so he's talking, and he was like, "Yeah, that's Ducato." And I was like, I don't know who that is because I don't watch any of us on YouTube or anything. And he was like, "Oh, well, that's CK Stan." And I was like, "Whoa. I have to go talk to him, dude." His
Yeah.
stuff is just absolutely amazing. And I had the same reaction to Mike the first time. Go ahead. I will stop talking. Go ahead.
No, keep talking, Jason.
I
Keep talking.
I did the same thing. I did the same thing with Ducato because I was talking to CK Stan on George's Discord
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I was talking to Decado on YouTube and watching his videos and stuff. And then at one point, he posts pictures in the Discord, and it's like a layout like for a game, and I'm like, man, I've seen that before. So I go back and I'm like, shit, was that
This guy
Decado on
CK
YouTube?
Stan
I go
is stealing your stuff.
Yeah, I go back to Decado's
see.
YouTube, and I'm like, he's got the same setup. And then I'm like, holy shit. And I think I messaged you, Stan, and said, you're Decado.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've been talking to both of you for like a month, thinking you're two different people.
Yeah.
Well, it was funny because like Jason mentioned it earlier tonight, getting like recognized at a convention or something that you were at, and that was my experience at CNY. Was like people were like, "Oh, I think it was Joe actually was like I was
Joe,
talking
yeah,
to him
that's
right before I left, and he was like, "Oh, I've been following your stuff for years." And I was like, "What? You fucking talking? What are you talking about?" Like I mean, I post a lot of stuff, but I put it out there and I don't think anything about it. I'm just like, "Oh,
Yeah.
look at this." And that was very interesting. That whole there was several occasions like that. I had that happen at ShireCon too. Like I was playing in a Bloodworth's game with one of the other players there, and he and I got talking afterwards, and he had run Dragonbane at the convention. I was like, "Oh, that's a great game. I ran this," and he's like, "Yeah, I watched your recaps on your Dragonbane game," and I was like. In my
What?
brain, I was like, "How the hell do you even know who I am? Like, I don't have like a name tag on." But he had obviously seen me in different videos. He's seen me on Bloodworth stream a bunch of times, and we're
Yeah.
actually playing Dragon Slayer together Saturday. Me, him, and Bloodworth. So
Awesome.
yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
And
Stan,
I had the same reaction with Mike. That's the
Oh,
kind of
that's
thing.
cool.
Roger and I went to page one, and Mike had his booth there, and he had this
Here's another one.
this setup. Yeah, yes. Mike had this booth set up, and he's got a bunch of terrain out, and it was a stream flowing through a forest. And I walked up, and and I don't use terrain. I'm a player. I'm not a DM. It doesn't really interest me. But I saw it, and I was like, good grief, look at this guy's stuff. So now Roger starts talking to Mike about printers, and I'm like tuning them out. And I'm just like, I've got my glasses on so I can get really close. There's leaves on the ground, and each leaf is painted a different color. It's a fall scene. And I was like, who paints this? And he's like, oh, I paint it all. And I was like, what? Yeah. And so I'm like, well, how much is this set here? And it was some ridiculous number, like 1/10 of what I thought it would be. And I was like, I want to buy everything here. It was, God, man, I seriously wish that I had that kind of patience and talent. It's absolutely amazing. Anyway, there you go.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good stuff. Love Mike
Yeah.
stuff.
I remember meeting you guys at Page, and Roger, I'm thinking, who is this half homeless guy begging me to come to Utica?
That's right.
Half homeless guy. Yeah, thanks.
He's wearing his jean jacket with a big beard out there.
It was a good time.
Yep.
It was
I
a
know.
good time.
I know.
Yeah.
It's a good time. So then you ended up enjoying yourself.
I did.
Yeah, my
I
Yeah.
did.
it's a good time. No,
Yeah.
that was fantastic.
I'm looking forward to it again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, it's
can't wait.
gonna be
I just got to remember who was it in chat that said they were bringing the Blantons.
oh boy. yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have a party there.
Bear, we have completely stepped away. Is there anything else that you would like to talk about being the
I'm
guest?
good, man. I'm good.
Yeah,
I
what do
just-
you
I'm-
do?
Miniatures are of zero interest to me,
Right.
sadly. So I'm just like,
Everybody's
like all my people are just watching me, and they're probably thinking, "Bear's dying inside right now."
I was seeing that, and that's why I asked.
So you're not a
No.
miniatures guy. So do you run when you run in person? Is it all theater of the mind, or do you draw it out? It's just theater of
Theater of
mind.
mind.
Yeah.
Which is
So-
why I wanted to run. I'm not going to. I was going to run 4E on my channel to prove you can run 4E Theater of the Mind. You don't need to use miniatures. You just have to
Sure.
get a descriptive goddamn DM.
Yes.
What a crazy idea. Describe shit. He's 8 feet away from you. Oh, that's a square and a half. Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
it's so easy,
Yeah.
but people are just, they want to throw any handicap they can under their feet. And just, I find there's a lot of players, not a lot, but enough that are just, baby, I want you tell me what to do. It's like, okay, grow up. You're an adult. Use your
Yeah.
brain. learn to ask questions. Ask questions. You want to know more about the thing? Ask questions. Your DM's there to. Your DM's like a. I don't know, like a Wikipedia. I don't know what the word would be used, or like Randonaut or something. They're there to explain stuff to you. Like that's what their job is. That's why I can't get into this whole 4D style of role playing, because the idea is that you don't ask questions, you just do everything in character. I'm like, well, that's weird, because then the DM's gonna have to read like a page description of every room so you know where everything is. It's like
Right. I used to run when I ran my long third 3.5 edition games. I got into like the minis like heavily. Like everybody wanted their own player mini. I've got minis. Had minis for a bunch of stuff, and was using the battle maps and some terrain stuff, whatever I could afford, and it turned into like tactical wargaming, which like there's a time and a place, but it's like 3.5. The combat takes long enough, and now you've got guys that are like breaking out rulers, and they're doing trig to figure out angular distances and all this stuff. And it's like, guys, we could just estimate this. And they're like, no, but this is, if you do this, it's all, and you end up off by half a square. And I'm like, guys, we can't, like, we're going to kill the game here.
You would be surprised by how little terrain I really use on my table.
Yeah.
And even
I stopped.
And even
I stopped. I went full theater of the mind.
Yeah. And even when I use minis, it's all approximation. I've got some guys that want to start counting every square. I'm like, stop. Yeah. Where are you trying to go?
I have a rule with all my players in my home game. It's just at any point in time, you can say, wait, look at me as the GM and say, set the scene, please.
Yeah.
Where I will tell you where you all are in relation to each other, what's around you. I'll take that moment to explain what's happening again. If you've lost track, it's fine. This anti-theater of the mind is silly. Anti-miniature is silly. Just play the way you like to play, man.
Yeah. Do what you want to do. Yeah.
By the way, I should tell you two things I didn't tell you guys about myself. One, I'm a dirty, filthy story gamer, and I'm proud of that. I wear that like a badge. I believe in character and story over mechanics and stuff like that. Mechanics are there to serve the game, not dictate it.
Sure.
Two, I'm a extreme centrist. I believe that there are good ideas on both sides of the equation and bad ideas on both sides of the equation. Pick the ones that work for your table like a buffet and have fun. Because that's what it's about, having fun.
Yeah. No, I absolutely. And now I kind of do a hybrid thing. And I'm really disliking that I have all my battle maps, with the different terrains and stuff on them, and they all have squares on them. They all have 1-inch squares on them. And I wish they didn't, because I think that would make the abstraction easier for people.
I have a wall full of 4 foot by 6 foot neoprene battle mats that I bought, and if you notice them, there's no grids on them.
Yeah, I don't buy them with grids
because I just put down a grass mat and throw some terrain down and approximate, and it's really there to, obviously it's a different method of it, but like Bear said, it's just setting the scene. So,
well, for me, hexagons are the bestacons. You know what I mean? Hexagons
yes.
are the bestacons.
Yes.
But we are all stuck in this square grid because of 3rd edition, and it just annoys the living crap out of me that everything has a grid on it.
Yeah.
It's where, like, I have one mat it's a Chessex mat that has 1-inch hexes on it that I could use. But I really like using the Pathfinder maps, the Paizo maps, because they have so many different, like I've got 10 different, 10 plus, whatever, different terrain styles. I've got, desert and wasteland and grassland. I mean, not that that's a huge deal, but then I can just draw on it. I draw buildings or trees or whatever on it as I need to with a dry erase. Whereas with a neoprene mat, you actually have to have physical terrain for that. You can't really draw on it.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and physical terrain is fantastic. I just like for a random encounter or something, like it's kind of a hassle to like have to set up to do a quick encounter type of thing or something.
See, it depends. Like if my group's traveling through, say, the wilderness, right, and they come up with a random encounter, generally I'll reach behind me, grab like 4 or 5 trees, I slap them on the table real quick, and off we go. Nothing needs to be exact. It gives a little bit of what I think the players utilize it because then they'll see it visually and be like, oh, can I move over and get behind that tree? Sure, go ahead.
Sure.
Yeah, no, it takes my setup takes seconds. So
Well,
Yeah, yeah.
you enter the room. It's 20 by 20. There's a door at the far end. There's release sculptures on the walls, and a leak coming from the ceiling. What are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, it's so simple and so fast. I find things like VTTs just grind everything to a
Oh,
halt.
God.
Using
Yeah.
VTTs for a game
Yeah,
it's absolutely absurd.
Even during COVID, I didn't switch to online play because some of my guys wanted to use VTTs. I bought a couple of them. I tried them out. I was like, nope, this isn't for me.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
too time consuming and it's too much work. I do enough prep in my game that I don't need to, spend twice as much time just figuring out the VTT and setting it up in there.
No, I
Yeah.
find VTTs are just the bane of good role playing. they just it's
100%.
just no.
Now, if I was going to do an online game and I wanted a visual, I would just use something like Owlbear Rodeo where you can have a whiteboard
Yeah.
and literally
Yeah.
just scribble on it and be like, okay, that's what you got.
The whiteboard things are cool to use.
Yeah.
There's a couple of those out there, but yeah, that this way you could just jot stuff down and all that, especially if you've got like a pen or something and you can do
Yeah.
it, or a tablet that's, where you can easily draw stuff out. I mean, that's fantastic. When I was running my Fantasy Flight Star Wars, we switched when we had to switch to online because some of the players didn't want to play in person anymore once COVID happened. So so I just switched to online for a little while, and I was just using Discord, and I had a dice bot that was rolling the stuff, and that was it. And I didn't want to switch to a VTT, and because sometimes it's just cumbersome.
Yeah, I did. We ran our games over Zoom. I was the first one to run online in our group, and I ran it like I was at my table. I had Zoom and I had a second camera, and if I needed terrain, I laid out actual terrain and moved their miniatures around because I had all their miniatures, and I did that. I didn't as soon as we could get back together, I just stopped doing it altogether, and then we played a couple other campaigns on during COVID and played for years, even after, just trying to finish them up because geographically we couldn't get together. And I freaking hate VTTs. Roll20 is like the worst system I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, it's better than
Piece of shit.
Foundry. It's so much better than Foundry.
Yeah, and I don't have a head for any of them, and I just remember just sitting there like waiting for Roll20 to decide to actually do what it's supposed to do, and I just nope, I would never do it again. I'd play online
I
again.
don't even use
but,
dice rollers on my online games. I'm like, roll your dice.
We didn't either.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did the same thing.
If cheating at an RPG is what has to make your life better, you have bigger problems than needing to see your dice rolls, buddy.
Yep.
I
Yep.
kind of liked Foundry because
Too much prep.
because it was very customizable. Like you can,
Too
I mean, there's a
much
lot of
prep.
work to set something up.
Listen,
but-
I'm running a game. I'm running a superhero game. Okay? I'm running my hero game, and you guys are fighting the bank robbers. And I decide, this fight's going too well, and I know they're working for this organization, so I'm going to have a villain drop into the fight to shake things up. Well, in Foundry, in Roll20, I can just drag an image onto
Sure,
the map.
sure.
There it is. Let's go. In Foundry, if I haven't put that in the right resource folder and I haven't attached the right things to it and I haven't done this,
Yeah.
it's such a pain in the
Right.
ass.
Right. No, I agree. I agree. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even Thruxus says amazing person can dumb it down.
Thruxus is he's
to
obsessed with
yeah.
technology. Like, don't.
Great for showing off.
Yeah, and he likes Star Trek Academy. So
Yeah. Oh well. All right. Well, he was
Thruxus is
okay in my
always
book until
suspect
that,
in my
so.
world.
No,
Great AI guy though. This guy's amazing at AI. He's really good at it.
Yeah. Cool. Maybe he is AI.
He makes apps and stuff in, I think, Gemini or something, or I don't know what he does.
Mhm.
Something he's got some access to it, and he makes these like amazing things, like character creators. Hey, I want to make a character in the proper form for this game. Here, drag in these images, and it'll generate this. He's really clever at that, but he likes Star Trek Academy, so
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't give him so much praise.
we can't all be perfect,
Speak for yourself. I intend to die perfectly.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's fine. Well, we're almost at 3 hours and 20 minutes. So I think this is I think we veered far enough. Yeah, even Edgelord's upset at that one.
Again,
So-
tastes are subjective.
So, yeah, but you know, I want to thank everybody for sticking with us and watching the show, and you know, Bear, thank you for coming on and chatting with us about your stuff, and
My pleasure.
You know?
Thank you for having me on.
telling some of us that we're wrong, and you know, and
Listen, if you're if the dollar ever gets closer to parity again and your border security stops being insane, I would love to come to your con. But as it is right now, like
Yeah.
90% of Canadians, I'm staying in my country because your country is terrifying right now for us.
yeah, hey, what you know, sometimes maybe one of us can come up there. We can put you in a crate and mail you across the border. To the
It'd be heavy.
convention or
That'd be an
something, you know?
expensive shipping. I promise you that.
see if we can get you here the easy way, you know. But no, when
All right,
you know
can
when,
all come up
when
for ClareCon in the fall.
Hey,
Ontario.
yeah,
You know,
I'd like to do that one.
I got a house up in Perth. Maybe we can all drive up there and we can run a game up there,
Perth, where's Perth?
Ontario.
Oh God, I don't even know how far Perth is away from me. It's probably like 5. Which side of Toronto is it on? The east or the
I have
west?
no idea. I haven't been there.
There you go. So probably about a 7-hour trip for me.
So my in-laws bought the house, I don't know, a year and a half ago, and
Mhm.
they gave me keys to the house and everything, and go up anytime you want. They live all the way across the country in Nebraska, so
oof.
it's a long way for them.
It's not that far from me actually. It's
Perth?
about a 2-3 hour drive to Perth from Montreal.
Wow.
It's like going to Ottawa, a little bit past Ottawa. Nice,
Not
nice
bad.
part of the world, by the way. That up there, that's a really nice part of the
It's not
country.
far. It's for us. It's only like an hour once you cross into Canada. I think
How long to get to Canada for you?
depends on where we go into Canada. I
Where
mean,
you're in Central New York, right?
Central New York. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you're
so
coming
we're-
like
The problem is we
Champlain.
got to go around Lake Ontario one way or the other.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So Montreal, Montreal is only a 4.5 hour drive
From where?
yeah, but
From here.
water.
From where? Yeah. Then there's this thing in the way called your border.
Yeah, but
where-
water.
where
No,
I
no,
have
no,
to-
no,
under-
I'm
under- under
with you
law, I have
there.
to hand them my
I'm with you
phone,
there.
and they get to scan everything in it. And if they don't like what they find on my phone, they can ban me from ever coming into the
No,
U.S.
no.
again. No,
Bear, I am not. No, I'm just looking to look at direction. I'm not talking about just talking about the distance and you know the actual driving part of it. So I mean, if things ever do get bad, I mean it's not a bad drive. Is what I'm saying. I
People have
understand.
been trying to convince me to run a con here, and I'm just like, no, that'd just be a nightmare scenario. This is a major city; like the costs would be through the roof. You know what I mean? Just to rent a space alone, people would be paying $200-300 a night for a hotel. Like, just not worth it. You know?
Yeah. No, I hear you. But yeah, I mean, if things get a bit better and you feel comfortable coming down someday, we'd love to have you. You know.
No, yeah. Like I said,
so-
if it's not going to cost me, double what you guys
Yeah.
pay, which is where it's about now. Right now, it
Yeah.
sucks. I love it. I used to go to the States all the time. I love America.
Sure.
I'm one of those Canadians who actually gets along really well with Americans, and I don't do that whole Canadian Americans
Okay.
thing
Yeah.
that we love to do here.
To answer your
Fantastic.
question, it's 3 hours and 3 minutes from my house. So you go up through Watertown, go across Wellesley Island and up that way.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Yeah, so
we'll,
you guys are on the Buffalo side or the Rochester side of New York? Which side are you on?
Either.
Buffalo and Rochester are on the same side.
Buffalo, yeah.
That's west. One's on Lake Ontario, the other's on Lake Erie. So those are different sides to
Oh.
us.
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah, I get it. But to us, Buffalo and Rochester are on the
Yeah.
same side. We're closer to Rochester than we are to Buffalo.
Okay.
If
If you
you
came up
keep
to
going,
Watertown, you'd enter Canada about Kingston, and then you'd just be right up to Perth. It'd be a short trip for you.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
in
So,
I'm in Syracuse.
we could,
area.
guys, we could do this conversation on the other side.
What?
We're
We're teaching
teaching
people geography. What are you talking about, Roger? Come on, they're
That's
learning.
his life. We'll let these guys go. Thanks everybody for coming. Bear, again, thank you. We'll see you guys on the other side. Yeah, what is it you say there, Bear?
Peace, love,
Peace,
geek.
love, geek. There you go. Fantastic. So we will see you guys next week. We're going to have Chubby Funster on. We're going to talk about his Shadow Sun game that I am running the demo that he sent me on Sunday, and then we'll talk about it with him on stream. It'll be fantastic. So we will talk to you guys next week. Later, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.